Day 96. This is it. The breakthrough I knew would happen. The specimen holds answers far beyond their comprehension. Even the infants serve my purpose. They need an end to the regen crisis, and I will deliver it, despite my colleagues' protests. That is why I am essential. Where they see life, my mind sees the design. The data locked in flesh that must be harvested. Science will not cower to moralistic fear. Progress requires clarity, not sentiment. To discover is to survive. To evolve is to rule. Once again, they put their future in the hands of science, yet still refuse to trust its judgment, its results. It's my responsibility to push forward. I will save us all.
It's me. I'm grounded on Pyro 4. Any chance you're nearby?
Location received. On my way. Just another day in paradise.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Katarn here. Welcome to another live stream. My audio settings didn't work for my Streamlab. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good time. We're... that countdown is not right. Let me get that fixed. 1 second. While I take a look at the code. Save settings. What's going on, man? Who do we have in here now? Alright. Hey, what's going on, Keenan? Alright, I'm trying to fix my clock settings. This is not right. Saturday, the 11th at 1500. 1500. Okay. Save settings. There we go. 47 minutes. Is that reflected now? Let's look. There we go. Countdown is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown resumes. It's the final countdown. We're currently in the PTU, so we got about what, like 47 minutes until CitizenCon kicks off. I want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Keenan and I are going to try to run through the new boss and kind of show it on stream. I thought that would be kind of fun to do. So, Keenan, I am in the menu whenever you get a chance to join me. Keenan's also known as Santo Games, has his own channel. Let me find the link. I'll give you a link in here. Check him out. Up and coming YouTuber, very promising in the land down under. Nat, as they say. Well, I guess as I say. This is your first CitizenCon. Where do you watch it? You can watch it right here. So this is a pre-recorded CitizenCon that they're dropping on us, and when the timer is actually up, so looks like about 46 minutes, and we'll all be watching it together for live reactions, and I promise I'll try not to ooh and ah too much. I'll mute myself if necessary. That is Keenan's channel if you want to check it out. I also started another channel, Captain Katarn TV. If you go to my main page and scroll the way down, I have my 2 channels there. Escape Velocity Games, which is where I talk about non-Star Citizen games. It's like the same thing as I do on Captain Katarn, just with whatever I feel like it. So I'm trying to grow that one. It's been a challenge. And then the other one is Captain Katarn TV, basically where I can do live streams of anything that's not Star Citizen. So if I want to play System Shock like I was playing the other night, it's not going to kill the algorithm momentum of the main channel. But following CitizenCon, I have a lot of videos I want to make. It's just that, like, in the run-up to it, I didn't have a lot to say, and I don't want to make videos unless I have a good topic. I think that there's a lot of people in a lot of genres, but certainly Star Citizen, that end up making videos and whatnot that they probably shouldn't, just because they need to fill like 3 videos a week. I love Board Gamer, I love Super Mac Brothers to death, but how many times have you heard the same stuff in their videos 100 times? And I would want your time when you watch my video to be sacrosanct, as they say. You want to send... Oh, you sent me an invitation. I was going to ask you to do that. Here we go. Alright. Enter when ready, as they say.
Just quickly fixing a couple of settings.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so I wanted to show you this. I think that when we say how much better the game is in 2025, it's amazing. They dropped a stealth patch, essentially, that completely brought salvage up to, oh gosh, positioning queue is 4. We're gonna have to, is this the same? Is that the same server name as last time?
I didn't see it, sorry.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be hard for us to find a boss fight, but we'll try. Yeah, so there's a problem right now that if a player dies in there, it like locks the instance and doesn't reopen it. Well, not instance, but like the doors to get in there. So we ran into that before, which could be a bit of a problem. But if that happens, we'll just take that escalator up and maybe try a different facility. We might as well try the one that we're here at before we go anywhere. Okay, so here we are. Last night we were trying to do this so that I would have an idea of what the hell I was doing for the stream. But it was locked. And you can see me here with my my Mohawk gear. I may have to wear Morozov like everybody else, but damn it if I'm not gonna have personality. Also, I love that this helmet is a heavy helmet. It makes me so happy. There's 6 of these. They're on the subscriber store if you want them. Highly recommended. Are you there, my lord?
Yeah, my character's doing what I should be doing, sleeping in a bed.
I see this. And I'm standing over you in a very ominous way. In fact, with the lighting in here, it's somewhat terrifying.
That is not something I wanted to wake up to.
Yeah, no? That's hilarious. Alright. 40 minutes to go. Let's see if we can either get the boss or find something. I don't know if Blaster's joining us. If he's going to, he needs to do it quickly. Oh, check this out. Check this out. I'm going to put this in the box right here. Why don't you just check out this shirt that I bought. In there. I've never seen it before. It looks brand new. And I want it. Like, I want that with a blue shoulder. I mean, I don't like the stupid thing across the chest, but look at that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, see, they need to stop doing that. They need to stop putting all those baked accessories into the object itself. For right now, that's fine. But once we craft, like, I want the ability to be able to craft little things like that and, you know, carry it on my back so I can personalize every aspect of my character. I'm not a role player, but I don't want to look like an idiot. I want to make sure I look exactly the way I intend. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're gonna. Got the hiccups. I'm gonna try to run through. Is he gonna make it? Survey says no. What is this red thing that you have on you? Medevac.
Medical beacon.
Oh, no shit. Never seen one of those. Oh, I let him too much. Oh my god, I just can't shoot. There we go. Finally. Alright, it's all you. You're gonna have to take care of him because you're so strong. Okay, I lied. I was just gonna yellow it in. If you need any ammo, he's got some. There's a bunch of parallax rifles here.
I just got tier 3 straight off the bat.
Oh man. Well, I mean, there's enough parallax rifles here that there is no way that the boss fight is open, but we might as well check it since we're here. I'll meet you at the bottom. Yeah, there's in fact, they were. I say they were here so recently. That guy wasn't spawned, but he was in a different spot. Ah! 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 There we go. You good to go?
Spelunking, anyone? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do a quick. I'm repulling the ammo real quick. Although, it may never really be that quick. Oh god, here they come. This isn't, you know, your side is way more coverful than mine. This is really a cover spot for one. Just have to, I'll hold this angle. I mean, the sound profile is amazing. still tier 3'd? Didn't miraculously heal itself. Ain't that a shame? Actually, you know, despite being a laser guy, this scalpel sniper rifle is amazing. Kind of like it better than most of the rest. I think the arrowhead can be pretty cool too. But I don't know, there's something about the chachok of this thing that makes me real excited. Alright guys, we are going to the new boss area, so if you haven't seen it, this is where it is. It's in the Site B section, but it's off the beaten path quite a little bit. Part of the reason I wanted to do this as we go in there is there's always those people that say, oh, they've never done anything, you know, like they never make any progress, or the dumbest fucking thing that I've read. I mean, a lot of them just get banned. You can post like a 600-word thing and say absolute drivel. You know, the people would be like, there's nothing to do in here. There's no game loops. It's like, okay, so we have a full and complete salvage loop. We have mining. We have trading. We have all of the combat professions and everything that you do with combat, which, you know, people complain, oh, there's nothing else to do. Well, there's so much to do if you like ship FPS and ground FPS. And like, to a lot of these people that are like, oh, Star Citizen isn't a game until XYZ. Yeah, I'm just done with it.
Well, on a positive note, the lift is here, so...
Yeah, oh, you're right, this is a good... Maybe the rest of it reset. Fingers crossed. So that alarm is down here because we're coming down, huh?
Yeah.
We are moving as that moves. It makes it kind of hard to hit this. Look at that, Keenan's taking everyone out. So my misses aren't as amplified. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna run for it like you did last time and left me here to fight everybody.
Snooze, you lose.
That's what they say. Alright, so this is Site B. If you haven't seen it, like, the level design of this area is just amazing. You can see that they poked a hole in the surface, so you got this light coming in. This giant tunneling area. It's really cool. I mean, there's NPCs up here. We do have to take them out so we don't get destroyed. But actually, you know what? I don't think we have to.
Probably just make it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. We probably want to get this guy though, for sure. And this other dude, so he doesn't snipe us as we're down there. Ooh. Oh, I just got a tier 3. Oh man. Right in the chest too. I think we're good now.
I'm already there.
Yeah. Alright, so down here is a cave. And in this cave, a cave of wonders, boy.
Alright, positive thoughts.
It's been a long time since I've seen Aladdin. That's my positive thought of the day. Oh man. My tier 3 only takes me to 82%, so I think the boss can one-shot me.
Full shot.
But at least hopefully I'll see him on stream. Damn it. Alright, so this is where it is. We can at least... We'll try. We'll go up to the control room for you guys. We'll try to glitch our way in. If I can get in, or you can get in, maybe we can unlock it for the other guy. And if not, we'll run to another facility real quick, get healed up. Do you have grenades?
I should do.
Yeah, so we should be able to kill ourselves. I'll shoot you a little bit till we get low on health, and you pop a grenade and knock us both out. Get us out of here fast if this doesn't work. All right, so this is the new boss room. It's little or big holes, really, full of water, and the boss comes out of that. It's pretty insane. I've seen it a few times. I haven't been able to do it myself yet. I'm trying to get it done. We're trying to glitch right now through this glass. As if one of us can fall in there, then we could open up the airlock. It should be open, but it's not resetting right now. Is that the way that you think? We need to blaster this. We need to lay and crawl. Okay, it does not like.
The one time we need the glass to actually, you know, perform the way glass.
Right, how you can fall out of your ship.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Come on over here. Let's make sure we maximize the damage. So first, I'm gonna shoot you once.
Well, I was going to suggest stand in the corner, and then that way maybe the blast will shove you through the glass.
Oh yeah, but if I fall out like that, I'll probably die because I'm already low health. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna shoot you once. What's your health percentage?
82.
What about now?
69.
Now?
57. 44. 38. 31 and bleeding.
Oh, you gotta shoot me. If you die, I can't get you. Oh no. This didn't hurt me at all. Damn it, and you didn't shoot me. Okay. Also, I'm taking your med beacon because it's just cool. Okay. This didn't work the way I wanted it to. I'm gonna have to. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll run back out here and get shot by those dudes. I'll meet you up there.
What's really funny is on my screen, I'm through the glass.
Oh, so you made it. if you find yourself
more help.
What they say in Gladiator, if you find yourself in fields of wheat, you've already died.
However, it's not doing the 20 seconds to go back to the med facility. It's fully killed me.
Oh man. Okay. Well, as unfortunate as that is, I'll meet you at the next facility then. I'll get my wolf or something. So yeah, this new area is pretty cool. I mean, one thing that Star Citizen does really well, exceptionally well, I think, is visual storytelling. I mean, they sell a believable. There we go. Is that a player? No, those are not players, but I welcome death. I'll keep getting closer so they can hit me. Right, easier to vault if I don't have my weapon out.
Do you know what site you're at?
I do not. Come on, do it. There we go. Oh, that hurt. It hurt a lot, actually. Oh, there it is. All right, I am going to be rescued, so I'll know what side I'm at and which side we don't want to go to. Very cool. Minutes until CitizenCon, guys. Super duper excited. Super duper. No, I don't like that. Okay, S2C4 is where I am. I'm thinking anything around Crusader. It's probably not a good idea. I would think that there's probably less facilities here than anywhere else. since Crusader and like ArcCorp are not able to have anything on them. I just want to make sure I have everything, and I do.
So what was the facility again? Because the mission was S2B4.
I'll know in a second. It was C something.
Welcome
So we can try that.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval.
I will... Let's see. I'll take a Pisces. I'll take a Pisces rescue. It fits the...
Vehicle select.
It fits the aesthetic of today.
Goodbye. Welcome.
Did it
to the
show up or
ASOP
not?
Vehicle retrieval
There we go.
system. Please visit us.
Alright, send me the... Send it to me. Thank you. It's also crazy how much the UI has evolved. All the videos they made recently, like they promised us this and we got this. Like looking at the old UI from like 2017 is crazy.
Opro's dropped this case on me, so I'll be running ops on this.
Not that our UI now is amazing, but it's definitely better.
Client's interested in looking into a Dr. Logan Dorrit. He's one of Associated Science and Development's big brains who's been catching some flack ever since it came out that he was crushing baby worms over at their Lazarus sites. We're heading to a decommissioned ASD facility called Onyx that was Yorrit's first official host. Client thinks Yorrit may have been shady back then and wants to know what he got into. This place may be closed, but it's probably not empty, so bring some protection. I'll get in touch once you get on site.
Engines online. Takeoff complete.
I'm keyboard and mousing it because I don't really feel like putting on my shoes and grabbing the joystick and whatnot, so I apologize. It's harder for me to grab really cool B-roll shots when I don't have all the buttons, but here you can see me flying away. That's the coolest thing about Star Citizen, the streaming tech. Yeah, it's one of those things. When the technology that makes the game work, like I've said in some of my videos, is completely seamless to the player, that changes everything. So let's go ahead and go to that facility. Really? There's no beacon, huh? Go to Whaling Rock.
Yeah, not for the first mission. No, once you complete the first mission, you can get beacons directly to the sites.
That's crazy. I don't like it. I guess I get it. They want to make it harder for people to do what we're doing. Although, I guess it doesn't seem that hard. I don't know if I can actually do this. This feels like I'll fly through the planet, but we'll see what happens. It does obstructed, so I probably have to fly this way quite a bit. It's very close. Just waiting for that to turn green. There we go. Now we're fine. We're still flying that way. I do like that they changed it so I don't accidentally end up in planetary travel. That's very nice.
Drive is now off.
Yeah. I guess we'll get over here. It's the closest I can get to it.
Drive is now.
This is also the easiest one to do. We should have just done it. Okay, and unfortunately for me, it's at night, so my odds of hitting the planetary surface are,
Quantum drive.
well, higher than I'd like to admit. taking a strict drug regimen to keep my mind limber, as the dude would say. I'm adhering to a strict drug regimen. Since I guess we are private eyes based on the case files and stuff, or maybe we're mercs hired by the private eye. Is that it? How would you characterize that, Keenan?
Yeah, we're definitely doing the wet work.
He's not the
definitely more like mercs than private eyes.
He's not the best color guy in the league for nothing, guys. It speaks little, says more. We're almost there. There is a ship here. Is that you?
No, I'm still trying to get back to a ship.
There is a, what is that? Banu. What's the Banu ship? The fighter. Defender.
Yeah, the crab.
Yeah, it's here. Looks like it's leaving, maybe. Or he might be trying to engage me, actually. I can't tell what his intentions are.
Welcome to ASD's Onyx facility.
How do I untarget him?
It's probably not empty. Scavengers could be ready.
Alright, we'll do it this way. I don't want to try to dock with his ship.
I guess what I'm trying to say is,
If he hasn't noticed me, I don't want to fight anybody. Especially because he could blow me apart. Come on. It's not giving me a hanger. There we go. I have a hanger. He looks like he's poised to like jump in here as soon as I land, which would be fine. I mean, I can kill this guy. Alright, we made it in one piece. Can't believe I beat you here. Well, I guess I can. You spawned in the hospital, right?
Yep. And then I had to get ammo.
Yeah, so while I'm waiting for you, I want to see what that jacket looks like. Guys, we've got 19 minutes to CitizenCon. Very exciting. So let's do this. Let's find out. Go ahead.
To make the con a bit more seamless, so I'm not looking at the delay on the stream.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your screen with me privately, and that way I've got it
Yes.
in real time with you, and I'll just mute the stream so I'm not getting extra audio and stuff.
Yes, provided that works. Absolutely. What happened? Oh no, did I lose that jacket? I thought I had it. I don't see it in here.
Did you pick it up out of the box?
I thought I did. Let me put this back on. Maybe it is in there. And it's just not showing me. 'Cause I thought I was looking at it, which was what prompted me to do this. Hold on. Sort. Move. Sort. Move all. Oh. It doesn't want to cooperate. I mean, I do have my club sandwich. Your bacon club sandwich is like sacred and should follow you everywhere. Actually, the inventory is completely fucked. Well, maybe that's it. It's not updating at all. It could still be here. And damn it. Let's see. Clothing? No. Filters, clothing. Yeah, so this backpack is completely not registering now. Great. I'm taking your medical beacon. Actually pretty cool. Put that here. Let's clear the filters, shall we? So that's the problem. It's not actually, it's not respecting the filters. Okay, I think we're good now. Oh, you know what? I think I lost my utility. Yeah, here it is. What else? Anything else? Yeah, all my ammo. Yeah, I swear I had it in here and I looked at it, and that's why I wanted to do this. Yeah, like I can't take...
Artwork for the repeaters is in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just realised that I jumped in my Hornet and I was like, something doesn't seem right. And then I realised it's the weapons have got the new artwork on them.
Yeah, that's still not right. The backpack should go to the top. If it doesn't go to the top section, I don't think it's connecting right. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there's some weird quirks about how... I mean, Star Citizen is actually an IQ test as well, because like there's a lot of things about it that don't work the way that you think they should, or whatever the case is. Can't actually put this in there either. Alright, whatever. As long as this stuff works. I have all my ammo. Alright, I see you. Are you on your way?
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna start running towards it. That way if I get there before you get here, I'll know. And I can get out. And plus we're trying to waste time. We've only got 15 minutes left, so I don't even know if we'll be able to finish the boss in time.
The boss will finish us in time.
It is pretty cool. I can still see the chat, guys, so if you want to talk, let's get the conversation going. What are you expecting to see today? For me, I think we're probably going to get an announcement on Nyx. I started to talk about this, but like the stealth patches with all these bosses and like the drop of like salvage in its final form and stuff like that, it has me really hopeful, because you know, people put up this laundry list of all the things that are needed for 1.0, but it's like if they can knock out a major one like the final salvage mechanics like that seems pretty legit. Excuse me, guys, pet detective. Oh shit. Wow. That lightning beam really fucked me up. It looked pretty cool, actually. Let's not tempt fate. Also, let's take that one off if I can. I can't. This backpack is totally cooked, as the kids say. God, I'm sick of seeing that. It's really annoying when ghetto speak becomes like the default. Like the whole crash out term annoys the fuck out of me. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm showing my age, guys. I'm sorry. No, I'm 40, so you can say I'm a cranky old boomer or something. Shoot me in the face. It's never really appreciated. Yeah, the sound design is amazing. This elevator sounds scary. Appropriately scary, even. Rickety. I used to work on a roller coaster. Oh, they're shooting at me through the glass. Sometimes they will hit you too, which is kind of sad, but maybe also intentional. I don't know. Yeah, see, like there, he just hit me somehow. I used to work at an amusement park when I was in college. Where I live, one of the biggest ones in the area with some of like the nation's oldest and most revered roller coasters. They were wooden. And the guy that ran the facility, his name was Joe. And he was a graduate of the same college that myself and my roommate went to. He's like, boys, he's like, I am going to hook you up this year. So we were on the ride crew for those 2 rides. He's like, every single attractive woman is going to ride this ride, and you're going to have the time of your life. And I got in trouble because I used to put slips with my phone number in my back pocket and hand it out to all the hot girls. Because I learned early on that if you just ask girls for their number, that doesn't work. But if they call you, then they're way interested. So that was a hell of a time for me. Alright, the elevator is up. Signs are good.
Your Banu friend is still sitting in the sky.
Yeah, he didn't do anything to me. I assume they are all wearing Mandalorian armor. And I mean that because like sometimes I'll shoot them like 6 times and then other times I'll shoot them once and they'll die. So I feel like I'm just getting them between the plates, you know? Ah!
Beskar problems.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm gonna get shot. Run. Oh yeah, I thought it would happen. Alright, I'm gonna push ahead as fast as I can. I'm gonna take these 2 guys out above me though so that they don't snipe me. He bent his knee. Oh, damn it.
You don't even need to shoot him. Just drop off to the right.
I can just
Scale those boxes and drop off to the right.
Oh, smart. I'm kind of stuck in the box now. There we go. Oh, yeah, that wasn't smart. Keaton, you killed me.
I said right, not left.
All right, I don't think we have time to do this anymore. It's a fail. I'd watch Ollie's stream, but since I don't have like a base cam up, is it really transformational? It kind of is if I'm reacting to it, but I know a lot of people put up like cartoon avatars of themselves. I think that's dumb.
I mean, I'm here.
Okay. Well, if you want to run through, I mean, and then maybe if you share your screen, I'll broadcast it to the world. How much time do we have left? Let me check the countdown. 8 minutes. We only have 8 minutes. I'm not gonna fuck with it. So let's.
I can get to the boss room in 8 minutes.
All right, let's see it. I mean, it was 15 minutes when I started, and I went straight there. And I didn't fuck around. And that took me 7 minutes. Fine, I'll go with you. There's nothing else for me to do. We got to keep an eye on that clock, though. Guys in the guys in the chat. Make sure we're keeping an eye on what's important here. Oh, it says we're live. Oh, we're done, Keenan. Out. Good game. They probably have like a countdown stream on or something. All right, I'm gonna share it with everybody. Please don't be Twitch. Please don't be Twitch. There we go. Okay, so they do have a countdown, but that's fine. I'm sure there's music and all that. So we'll go ahead and put this on the stream. I'm gonna refresh it too, so I don't think I'm synced up fully. All right, give me 2 seconds, guys. Let's switch over to my CitizenCon Direct. And I need to add in my... One second, I need to add the source for this. I think it's display capture. Second monitor display. There it is. And transform. Let's fit that to the screen. We can get rid of the Captain Katarn logo, I think. And I'll drop my Star Citizen thing. Here we go. All right, 6 minutes. Are you guys excited? I am super excited. Let's take a look at the results of our poll. We threw it up here. Does Nyx get released as 4.4? I'm going to keep it open for another minute since we've been playing the game and not... Oh, damn it to hell. Go away. There we go. It's gone. Sorry about that. Does Nyx get released as 4.4? Yes or no? So the poll's open for one more minute and we can check that out. Oh, what's going on here? Look at this. We got a commercial. Elevator jokes never fail to land. Keenan, I'm going to share my screen with you.
Yep, no worries.
See if that... Let me know if that's affecting the stream quality at all, guys. All right, so yeah, we were talking about it. There were all kinds of stealth changes, and I think that one of the things that I talked about in like my open development is dead video, is it's a good thing. You can get surprised. Like let's say for example, I think that the one that they probably regret giving dates for the most is engineering, because engineering is so fundamental, changes everything. It has to be right, you know, it has to be done correctly. So if they're Hold on a second, let me see if I can get these synced up. No. Alright, so the screen you guys are watching is 10 seconds ahead of my other monitor. I pulled it up on a different one and I can't get them to match. So that's not a terrible thing, I guess. I just won't be able to watch it here. I'll have to strain my head to see it on the monitor I'm streaming it on. Not a problem. Alright, let's see. What was I saying? Oh no, I think I lost it. My train of thought, it's gone. Oh yeah, so I was saying like engineering, like we've been wanting this for a year and they keep saying that they're working on it and they're close. It's one of those things that it has to work. Like if it doesn't work, it fundamentally breaks everything about the game, right? There's no like half implementation. I guess Blaster isn't gonna make it.
Doesn't look like it, no.
Oh, here he is. Sure, as soon as I say that, he gets online. There we go. Got another commercial. Blaster,
What
welcome.
do you reckon? Jared drew those himself?
Sausage fest in here.
Indeed. I don't know.
Funny video.
If you want to watch it in real time with me, you can watch my stream so that we are all reacting to the same thing. I shared it.
Can't you just watch it in real time?
Yeah, I was like 10 seconds ahead. The one that I'm streaming, I can't get the same timestamp if I keep refreshing it for some reason. Like this is ahead of the others. It must be like some weird YouTube quirk. All right, let me go.
I really hate stutters and jitters, dude.
Is it stuttering and jittering? Doesn't look like it to
Like,
me.
Your streams do that sometimes.
I doubt it's gonna happen. Britt, turn off the light. Or no. Light here. Stutters and jitters. We're just retransmitting an image, not also trying to play a game. I think we'll be okay. You've insulted me, Blaster. You've insulted me gravely.
It's happened many times watching simple episodes of anything.
Oh, that was different. I know what you mean.
You were streaming something, yeah.
I'm usually playing the
You're
game.
streaming somebody else's content, which has the double chance of stuttering.
That's not
correct.
That's not going to be on me. This is a supercomputer. Also, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, guys, 1 minute left. Very exciting. Are we gonna get another commercial right before? Hopefully, they don't have a lot of filler in this. That's gonna be my big takeaway. Plus, unfortunately, my wallet is ready. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, unfortunately mine is too. I just bought that gear pack. $30 can't beat three gear sets and 3 weapons, and especially if they haven't been announced yet.
My wife's like, I'm gonna watch our accounts. You better not be spending no money. All right, 17 seconds. 15.
So you told her that you got all that money? Oh, you're a dumbass.
We have a joint account, bro. Yeah, I'm not planning to get divorced this time. All right, here we go. All right, we're not going to talk during this.
Marked a turning point in Star Citizen's history. We have finally moved past the question of whether we can build an architecture to deliver a universe with incredible detail at massive scale, seamlessly, and where thousands of people can all play together. Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months. It has brought a more populated and active verse with up to 700 players online and in the same space at once. It's greatly increased server performance and delivered a much more responsive player experience. I couldn't be prouder of the team. They delivered something no other online game does presently. There may be other games out there that claim large player counts, or even the ability to mesh, but none do it at our detail, scale, and seamlessness. Of course, there will be continued improvements to server meshing and to Star Engine, but having moved past this last big technological hurdle has allowed us to finally focus on quality of life and stability improvements, something that has long been overdue. We're about to deliver our 9th patch in 10 months, with content that has brought Star Citizen storytelling into new and exciting directions. We pushed more than 24 features and more than 2,000 bug fixes. And while there is still a long way to go, the game has gotten more stable, performant, and fun as a result. We see this in player metrics. More of you play every day. The daily average users is up 45% from last year, and your play time is up 15%. So more people venture out into the verse and stay longer than ever before. And through all that, we've told the dual stories of the Frontier Fighters' assault on Pyro and the moral compromises being made to combat the regen crisis. Now, as those stories come to a rest for the time being, it's time to look forward to the next chapter of Star Citizen, where the instability in Pyro and the callous actions of some pave the way to new adventures, new locations, and new threats. Last year, we announced our next star system would be Nyx, home to the People's Alliance of Levski and bordering the Vandal threat. Today, we're proud to share that your adventures in Nyx begin not next year, but next month.
There it
Star
is.
Citizen's third system
Told you.
online in Alpha 4.4.
Yes.
2 new systems in 1 year. That's only possible because of the tireless work of our development teams, server meshing accelerating what's possible, the support teams behind the scenes, and most importantly, all of you. Now, I do miss that we're not all together under one roof this year, but in many ways, we're more connected than ever. Across the globe, many of you are gathering at watch parties, 9 of them with our developers in attendance, and countless others springing up in communities everywhere, and all happening simultaneously today. So even if we're separated by oceans and continents, we're bound together by the same passion for space, for discovery, and for this incredible universe we're building together. Whether you're at home or alongside your crew at a watch party, grab a drink, sit back, and let us take you inside our up-and-coming plans for the next year of Star Citizen.
All right, so that's awesome. We can talk during this. Nyx next month? Fuck yes. And this is, if you're unfamiliar with what we're seeing Nyx. Here we go.
Levski's was one of my favorite locations from the OG launch before it got removed.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to going back there.
I hope it's completely different, to be honest. Like, keep some of the core stuff, but make it better.
Paladin there.
Was it?
Blew past the screen.
Nice.
With the foundational technology now in place, the content development of the game is no longer restricted, allowing us to forge ahead with building out our first 5 star systems. Nyx will see the much-loved Levski landing zone added back to the verse, while also bringing you one of its most iconic landmarks, the Glacium Belt. Here, you'll experience a new combined arms operation that will introduce new factions and new adventures for you to discover. With this edition of our 3rd star system, we're also going to do something that's at the heart of the entire Star Citizen experience, and that is to build it right in front of you. As we have done this year, with the addition of several major locations, such as the Hathor facility or the Lazarus complex, we will continue to unveil new Nyx content throughout the year. It's a slightly different approach to how we deliver Pyro, but we feel this gets the content into your hands sooner and shows our intent as we continue our march towards 1.0. I'm so incredibly proud of the work our teams have done and are continuing to do, and we're excited to have you on this next step of our journey. And as with any journey in Star Citizen, that begins with a little story.
All right. Rich Tyre next Chris Roberts confirmed.
He definitely has a face for radio.
In 2025, we introduced 2
This guy looks exactly like my boss, by the way.
patches, creating a living backbone for adventure.
Literally, they could be brothers. He's also from Ireland.
It connected Stanton to Pyro and introduced the Frontier Fighters, who are relentless, brutal, and determined to wipe out any threats that cross them. And with this month's release, you'll now take part in the conclusion to that storyline. The second was Science Run Amok, with the regen crisis throwing the Empire into chaos, and you all jumping in to help the various corporations respond. Through that journey, we pulled back the curtain on ASD and its shady practices, uncovering long-forgotten Onyx facilities, and met new characters like Dr. Logan Yorit and Detective Arkham Meller of the Hokro Agency. And just like the Pyro Must Burn storyline carried us into a new system, Science Run Amok is now setting the stage for Nyx, the next step in the larger story we're telling on the road to 1.0. As this new chapter of Star Citizen begins, let's hear from just a few of the team members working to bring this next era of our universe to life.
So it's gonna be very Nyx heavy, I think.
When the Nyx system was first discovered, the United Empire of Earth, the UEE, came out and did scans and kind of found out that the system wasn't really worth settling. The planets were too hard to terraform, the resources were too tough to get, so they opened it up. And one company saw opportunity where the UE didn't, QV Planet Services. And so they expanded into the system and tried to mine as much as they could, making a very slim margin by the sheer quantity of resources they were pulling out.
The system itself sort of ran its course from sort of a large corporate interest perspective, and then was mostly left abandoned.
Now this ended up being the ideal situation for the People's Alliance, who were a group of revolutionaries who were trying to overthrow the dictatorship of the Messer regime that was going on in the Empire at the time.
So they went to the Nyx system and established what became known as Levski. They wanted to make it everything that the UEE wasn't at this time.
They set up what they saw as their ideal society, where everyone's voices would be heard, where everyone would be equal. But they've fallen onto hard times. So Nyx today is kind of at an interesting point in its history. Now that the UEE has kind of transformed itself into a democratic society, what is their role? What are the People's Alliance rebelling against? And they still see the Empire as being inherently unfair. They see their role as still trying to create a free and fair society. But on the other hand, they have more problems than ever, and there's new threats lurking around every corner. And they have to ask, are they prepared to handle that? Or do they need to turn to the UEE for help?
Why didn't they have somebody fix his jacket? Little things. Okay.
Making a star system is you approach it from kind of two angles in a weird way. What is this system bringing to the gallery? How does this new system plug into it, and what does it bring to the table from a sort of a flavor experience? We want to make sure that whatever it's bringing to the company is unique and has some flair to it.
I expect 4.4 to be heavily mining related too.
A remote system where people want to go and live free outside of the pressure and influence of the UEE. It's a remote and rugged system with a lot of hostility coming from the ever-present threat of Vandal.
It's kind of like a frontier-esque thing. It's not lawless like Pyro, it's just kind of out there. Pyro's more like a Mad Max wasteland, and Nyx is more like Silverado or like Deadwood, right? It's kind of like a smaller scope.
The emptiness and the loneliness is the defining factor. You're still going to find gangs, you're still going to find hostile presences, but it's where people go if they want to live off the grid.
The People's Alliance is the main peacekeeping force in Nyx.
They were unhappy with the direction that the Empire was going under the Messers. They got out. They said, we're just going to start from scratch, build our own society, but build it the way that we think it needs to be built.
They're not perfect. They're just people, but they're doing their best. They want to help keep Nyx safe and make it prosper.
They are trying to do the best that they can, but are faced with the realities of dealing with people, which is tricky.
The Pyro Star is quite a warm star. Stanton Star is quite neutral. And the Nyx is a little bit cooler. The system has its star, and it has this dark, really, really dense gas, sort of nebulous cloud. And it has points of light scattered around it, and those points of light in this gas cloud is really, really hazy. So because Nyx is bordering Vandal space, it was important that we have a gap in the Nyx gas cloud where you could sort of just, in between the clouds, see a piece of the Vandal space. It feels so close that it's even like protruding some red light. The level designers are using it as an actual visual indicator of where to place more dangerous POIs. So if you point your ship in the direction of it, you should find, as we build it out, that you will be in more and more danger. And I think that's really cool. To give more atmosphere, I was testing out adding some sort of space snowflakes, essentially. So when you look towards the sun, you can sort of see that sort of like sparkle. But then when you look away from the sun, you'll see the reflections and sort of like little glints of light.
Beautiful. New polls up, guys.
For the jump points in Nyx, we'll have 2 on this release. We'll have one from Pyro to Nyx and one from Stanton to Nyx. It should be going from Nyx to Castra, but we're essentially bypassing Castra temporarily.
Hey, we want to make sure you can get there any way you want.
Galatian Belt is a huge asteroid belt that is in sort of the middle of the system.
The Galatian Belt is a combination of a bunch of technologies that we already had. The asteroid fields we use for planetary rings and the gas clouds, and it's combining them to make something completely new that we've just not seen before.
It's full of resources that are still left unharvested because it's kind of a tricky spot for mining. It's not the easiest place to go, but that means that there's still a lot of opportunity for independent miners to go out there.
So the rocks in Nyx are a bit more sharp, like sort of like icy look, rocky, cliff-like, very different from those in the Pyro and the Stanton.
One of the big differences too is all of that extra added movement that just adds a little bit of extra flair.
It's also a good hiding spot for people who are trying to elude capture, maybe set up ambushes, that type of stuff.
Always feel way more interesting flying in those spaces than just, through empty void.
And as we build out the Glacian build over the next year, lots of places to put new content.
Delamar is a very large asteroid in the Glacian belt that QV Planet Services had built a mining base on that got taken over by the People's Alliance and renamed Levski.
Wow, that has evolved quite a bit.
Levski is our first and biggest social outpost for Nyx.
It's kind of like the place where you stop before you do your panning. So it's kind of a San Francisco before you go out to the gold rush.
It's going to be the central hub for trade and hauling and all of the commerce within Nyx and also from Nyx to other systems. But it does have a seedy underlayer to it.
Oh, dude, Wallace is going to be back.
Sorts of improving the generation method of those asteroids to culminate towards this specific point to make large, explorable location. When you fly towards the Levski, you see this huge gas ring around it. It's scattered small, mid-sized pieces of the asteroids.
Well, Levski is immediately apparently unique by the fact that it's a facility clamped onto the side of an asteroid. The breathtaking views of looking into the belt instantly gives it a unique charm and flavor.
As you approach, you'll initially see a very dramatic borehole that goes all the way through the asteroid. You will also see, growing out from there and alongside Levski, there will be landing pads along what I'd call the spine. Lots of industrial pipes and transport systems to bring out the refined mining materials when it was a mining station.
Before, we were using an actual planet, so we had all of the space available to place all of these structures. But now it kind of meant that we had to create an asteroid which has the appropriate size to...
Yeah, that's what was so different about it. It used to be a planetoid.
Of the asteroid, you will see that there is an area to fly underneath. We plan on bringing in whole sea gameplay, so this is exterior cargo elevators, so as a team you will be able to load and unload cargo.
There's a lot more movement on the exterior, such as the cargo trains going around tracks. It's now going to be fully EVA-able. There will be walkways.
Oh wow, that looks cool.
The main landing zone to walk on using gravity plates, but you can drift off and kind of go wherever you want.
What do you guys think of that?
They can explore fully the whole place, which is great.
Thought we weren't talking, dude.
We can talk a little.
Unlike the majority of anarchists living in Pyro, there are people here in Nyx that care.
It's not a downtrodden or derelict, dilapidated location. It has a sense of order.
But only where the People's Alliance has people living.
But we've had Livsky before, and we've updated it quite substantially to be more in line with the newer features that have been put in since, but also visually, and there's been a lot of quality of life fixes that we've wanted to add and bring up to like a good standard for a landing zone.
Gracing the main lobby of Levski is a large statue of Anthony Tanaka, who was a child worker.
Oh yeah,
He was being worked to death. All of them were, and Anthony Tanaka just had a break and just said no, and stood up against the foremen, the supervisors, the managers, the guards, and was killed for it. And so he became a sort of a figurehead.
And kind of was one of the linchpin moments in seeing the fall of the Messer regime.
So if you take the elevator up to the top deck, you'll see the top view and the cargo area as well. So you can go through the cargo shop. You've got your normal kind of cargo needs. You'll have ability to trade.
I like that lobby is still very reminiscent of the original Levski.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you were to die in the Nyx system, then one of the places you might come out from is the hospital in Levski, which is called the Mercy Hospital.
So Mercy Hospital is just basically, it's a local med station for all the residents of Levski, anybody traveling through the system. Again, they're trying to provide as good medical help for people as they can.
When you arrive at the HAB's location, you'll be presented with a lobby, elevator bank, and then you will take that transit to the HAB room.
Space rats!
Exciting.
So within that room will be pods.
And that's where the original miners would have lived. They're not the nicest, and
I remember those.
messy, but they're a home for people in Levski. If you head down to the lower view deck, you'll go through into the Grand Barter, which is the main social and commercial area of Levski.
Looks a lot different.
You will see market sellers selling their wares. There will be stalls. There will be kind of more embedded shops.
And that includes things like Corderies, which is your armor shop, and also conscientious objects, which is for weapons. There's also one of my favorite places, Cafe Musée, which is where you can go down into some of the more rocky depths and grab yourself a drink, and you never know who you meet down there. If you explore a bit more around the Grand Barter, there's other routes around and little side passages. There's another shop that's away from that area called Teachers.
Teachers Ship Shop is
I remember
where you would go
this as well.
if you were looking to pick up a used ship, buy some ship parts, fix up your old ship, find some new stuff.
Looks exactly the same.
We've closed up Dumpers Depot for Levski, and everything that used to be sold there will now be sold at Teachers. Another new area, as well as the cargo shop that we've added, is the refinery deck for Levski. That's where you can take your processed goods, not just from Levski, but from the rest of the Nyx system, and refine and sell those goods there. As a lot of the content in the next coming releases for Nyx is going to be mining related. So it's super important that Levski is a really nice hub for mining type of gameplay.
Now they're speaking my language.
So we're really happy to bring Levski back into the game. It's been gone for quite a few years now.
I think it really provided a unique environment of it's run down, but the people who live there love it and are working their hardest to make it a great place to live.
This is a location that has a lot of nostalgia for you guys, and we don't want this just to be a re-release. We do want you to go, wow.
It's not going to be as complete as Pyro was when it first came out, but it's going to be our first iteration, and you're going to be able to see it grow as we work on it.
Like with everything, we're always learning and improving and finding new ways.
I mean, is there anything more Star Citizen than just building the system while the players watch us build it around them?
It's going to add a nice dynamic to Stanton and be a much more calming of, style system than Pyro.
The people that would have played it before
Gives me brown coat vibes.
and the people that haven't seen it before, it's going to be a great new location.
This is the first time that I'm going to be able to touch stuff and kind of bring my own content to the game, and that's really exciting to me.
It's basically going to be a big-ass asteroid field. That's it. At the beginning,
Yeah. Agreed.
Updated and improved and better is fantastic.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's exciting.
They didn't show any planets, so
Not yet.
not yet at least.
Yeah, so like one of the things that I think is going to say a lot is how big this landing zone is, right? Because as we transition to Star Citizen 1.0,
So we've talked
what we have now doesn't work infrastructure-wise.
But you're probably asking yourself, what's the new gameplay activity we're going to be doing?
Okay.
So let's find out.
Let's find out.
Welcome to Nyx is your first experience in a new space station in a new solar system.
It's a mystery to be solved. There's things for the player to explore and look into. There's going to be some twists and turns, of course, some combat, and if you're lucky enough to survive, maybe some good rewards.
This is basically a continuation of kind of our ASD storyline. So in the closing out what we had called our Science Run Amok storyline, we had revealed that ASD had been procuring sort of very black market illegal stuff in order to conduct their experiments. So this mission is basically going to be continuing on that trail.
So the Navy has learned that illegal tech is being sold in the UAE, and they're hiring Intersect to investigate. Intersect Defense Solutions is the leading military defense contractor in the UAE. So the Navy contracts with them a lot for doing various kind of military operations that they don't want to handle themselves. We didn't want
Interesting they showed Mark 1s.
for the Navy. The Navy just doesn't call up random citizens and ask like, hey, if you're free, can you fly a helicopter? I guess as a player, when you can think about
What's like a PMC?
where am I going to be doing missions that are capital ship battles or large fleet scale stuff or military operations, that's all going to come from Intersect Defense Solutions.
Fascinating.
Intersect have discovered the source of the illegal tech is in the Nyx system and an old abandoned QV Planet Services logistics station that's come back online.
So they want the players to figure out what's going on.
So when you come out of Quantum and you start your approach vector to the objective, you'll be weaving through asteroids, going through the Glacian Belt, and slowly the station will reveal itself. Now this is an old QV logistics station. It's pretty beat up, it's pretty derelict, but there's some points of interest that you'll spot as you go through. So the station itself shares design cues from old Pan Am stations found in Pyro. This architectural design found its way over to the Nyx system as the system was being established. But you'll also see some additional design cues that QV planetary services were adding, so it's a nice transition architectural point. It's fairly skeletal in design. You'll see logistics yards and cargo yards, but also facilities pinned inside the asteroid, creating this network of facilities. You'll notice there's a Polaris near the main hub. It's not a normal Polaris. It's damaged, it's broken. It's not a standard corporate Polaris. So at this point, you should be asking yourself, who does this belong to? Away from the Polaris, you'll see struts leading to asteroid bases. Now these asteroid bases,
You're asking yourself, how can I steal it?
don't know exactly what's inside just yet, but all of this comes together to form the playground for the mission to take place. So not only is this facility unabandoned, but it's also under attack from a surprising but familiar foe.
Xenothreat? Or other players?
Vandal.
Oh, no shit. That's what you were saying. Also, seen through a lens. I see you. Thank you so much for commenting. Yeah, I agree. You're gonna have to take me to Nyx. I'll charter transport.
For the first time in the PU, the Vandal.
That's a new ship, huh?
So the Vanduul are a nomadic, very, very, very violent spacefaring race.
They've been striking out against outposts and such in the Nyx system. They don't really know what they want, don't know why they're doing it, but it seems like whoever's running the station is really pissed them off.
Vanduul raiding parties have been arriving in the system, and they're unaffiliated to any clan. There's small groups coming in.
I love that quantum effect.
It goes on. Those raids are getting bigger and more frequent.
There'll be the scythes that you're familiar
We
with.
need that ASAP.
Glaives and blades that we all know and hate. And a new craft for
that's the one.
Vanduul Stinger.
Stinger. Shit. I mean, I don't want one, but I like it.
Contacted by some civilians on arrival asking you for help.
So at this point, you have a choice. You can either bug out, mission over, or join the fight. This will be the first time since the PU launch that you'll be able to fight against Vanduul aggressor ships.
This fight will be intense. The player should be able to deal with them, but they will have to be prepared and they'll have to come back in to fight off this initial wave, and that won't be the end of it.
After you fight off the Vanduul ships, the mysterious inhabitants of the station invite you to come on board.
Which Intersect sort of will encourage you to do because it'll help further their investigation against what's happening here, why these QV stations have come back online.
You dock your ship, you board the station, and it turns out the inhabitants here have a real surprise for you.
The player will be immediately ambushed. These guys are not your friends.
Of course, it's not going to be easy because the people that are inhabiting the station are going to fight you every step of the way.
The fight will
They have my helmet.
But this definitely will be the warm-up phase of this mission. This will be the players getting a sense of what exactly is going on there, who these new people are. They'll be in unfamiliar armor. They'll be wielding
Oh, that's a cool helmet.
weapons. And we want you to get a sense that you are in a new place, in a new territory, fighting a new faction.
So after you survive this initial ambush, you get back in touch with Intersect, and obviously the question is, who are these people? Why are they attacking? Why are the Vanduul attacking them?
At this point, there's more going on here than anyone thought. The directive from Intersect is to explore the station and collect as much information as you possibly can.
Along the way, you're going to get to explore some new areas.
It's not just the space station. There's the disabled capital ship. There's asteroid bases nearby with obvious installations there, other forces that the Vanduul have been attacking. There's a debris field.
Explore the locations in any order you want and try to find out who these people are and why the Vanduul are after them.
You'll find new clues. You'll find ways to solve the puzzle of what's going on at the space station and find out what kind of loot they have for you now that you've beat them.
And of course, this is a legally open station, so anything you find is yours to keep and sell, maybe even give to Wicklow. This isn't just a one-time event, this is a permanent sort of mission that we're going to be adding to the game.
You can go back and repeat this mission and
It sounds fun, but
find ways to do it even better, even faster.
There'll be a different story and different flavor. Obviously, we can't have the same thing happen every time. There'll be other missions that Intersect will offer to you based on the evidence that you found.
Now you know the real story, and you can start digging and giving more information to Intersect along the way.
fascinating. Yeah. I mean, I dig the look of the new ship. I just have no interest in it.
I'm super excited to finally see the Vanduul in the PU.
I'm excited to bring cool Vanduul ship combat to SC.
Players in the PU will now get a face down these awesome ships and get a taste of like we already have it in Arena Commander where you get to fight the Vanduul swarm, and being able to do that in the PU is going to be, I think, a heck of a lot of fun.
I get what you're saying, seeing through a lens, but
a great milestone for us
I don't think they actually showed us anything.
and adding great content this
Who are
year.
you talking to, dude?
We're also being able to
The stream.
the next Star System and introduce
So you're streaming this? You're streaming a stream. Nice.
new stories and
I didn't know.
This is a watch party.
ever-expanding universe. So we'll leave 4.4 there. If you're at one of the watch parties, please raise a toast to the great work that all the teams have been doing this year.
and I'll be right back in just a few minutes to look ahead at some of the things coming in 2026.
Hello, everyone!
Oh, really?
And welcome to the Voyager Bar in beautiful, scenic Orizon, where the staff of Cloud Imperium Games Manchester is gathered for their very own CitizenCon Direct watch party.
Oh, wow, this is live, huh?
As the dozens of such events happening at locations around the world, we've
That's
gathered
Aaron Roberts right there.
this sneak peek at just a little of what the next year of Star Citizen has in store for everyone. Oh, that was really good, everybody. I'm Jared Huckabee, your host for the festivities and for the show today. And let me tell you, it's not a joke. It's not a gag.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We're hitting our 9th patch in
I love you, Jared, but what the fuck?
We're going to finish out the year strong with
Filler in the 2 hours.
the Nix system. And in case you missed it because you were chatting with friends, hi. It's not the lawless wasteland of Pyro many folks have been speculating, but an independent system with its own set of rules and laws and multiple ways to get there. It's an exciting time for everyone at Cloud Imperium Games because, as the architects of our persistent universe said at the start of the show, the foundational tech that we've been building for so many years has now unlocked us to bring more to Star Citizen than ever before as we continue our journey towards 1.0. Now, before we continue with the show, let's get a few housekeeping tasks out of the way. First, we're simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want the keen communities of Twitch or the 4K ultra high resolution of YouTube, you have your choice. Second, throughout the broadcast today, we want to see and hear what you have to say along the way, and you can tell us on social media by using hashtag CitizenCon. We're especially interested to see any photos from those watch parties that are happening across the globe, and we're going to find some way to bring a
Let's
few
make, yeah, we're in 4K. Just want to make sure.
Third, we've also had a CitizenCon contest going for people to create their very own slice of life in the PU videos, and we played the winning entries during our pre-show countdown. The offerings were super varied. The idea was to work with a team to show the life of a miner or a hauler or a bounty hunter or whatever. But one guy just said, I'm going to make a video about how awesome I am. And I respect that. So shout out Nocturnal Revenant. I don't remember if you were one of the winners getting an L21 Wolf from Kruger for their efforts, but you won the coveted Disco Lando Complete Narcissist Award. Good job. And to all the winners, I'm sure someone will either be in touch with you about your wolves or they'll just show up on your accounts. I really don't know how that process works. Probably would have been good to find out before the show, huh? He's so afraid. Either way, if you missed the pre-show and are curious if you won, you can check the replay after we're done here today. All right. I just realized that my bosses, Chris and Sandy, are sitting in a movie theater watch party in Switzerland right now. A completely captive audience. So real behind the scenes here. This is especially torturous for Chris right now because he's super excited about the next segment we've got coming up. Aren't you, Chris?
Oh, I am too. Let's get to it.
And you're just sat there right now, forced to watch and listen to anything I say.
Shut the fuck up, Jared. Also, any grooms? That beard is on fire.
All right, so I've probably pushed my luck enough. Let's get to the next thing. When Nix arrives next month, it'll have Levski, the Glacium Belt, and the new Welcome to Nix operation we just discussed. But throughout 2026, we'll also continue to build the Star System out with new features and new technologies that will not only set Nix apart and give it a unique identity from its sibling Star Systems, but continue to set Star Citizen apart from other video games altogether. Now at this point, if you're running one of the watch parties, you're going to want to crank your speakers up for some brand new music from the Maestro Pedro himself, and let's take a look at some of what the next year has to offer for the Nix system.
I can't get any louder, guys. I'm sorry.
At Cloud Imperium Games, we believe art inspires the best technology. And through the development of that technology, it pushes us to create even better art. When Genesis comes to the persistent universe starting next year, it will change how you experience every world, and not just in the building of the new planets for the Nix system. We will also go back through Stanton and Pyro.
Oh, come on. This is going to be awesome.
The lens of our technology. Previously, and more traditionally, we'd create slices of biomes, like deserts or forests. This approach moved us forwards and got us this far, but solving the scale was always tricky. And for Star Citizen, we like to do scale on another level. Issues like seeing tiling from our height maps from high altitude, or the unpredictable blending when two biomes connected, were common. But ultimately, things just never felt right. Our worlds were gorgeous, but to us, they still sometimes felt like interpretations. Now, this was a super hard problem, which we needed to solve at the scale for Star Citizen requires. We challenged ourselves to emulate nature in the most believable way, and not just on a planetary scale, but to our level of detail. With Genesis, we've made a complete paradigm shift to how we do things.
Oh, that looks fucking cool.
Based on the physical data sets, with the assets being spawned whenever and wherever the correct criteria is found.
There's that place in Britain that's like that.
It's no longer because an artist painstakingly crafted it there. It's now because it simply wants to be there. It fits inside our rules.
Holy shit.
Genesis also ties into our other gameplay systems. Our new planets are built from the information we create for our different datasets, like height maps, humidity, temperature, soil type, soil amounts, geology erosion data, to name but a few. This means you can now tell where to find valuable minerals as the geology looks like it would be suitable for it. Where scree piles exist below sheer cliff faces, and where rocks have broken off over time due to erosion. Of course, these new tools still give us the ability to direct the look and feel we want. The attention to detail from the tallest mountain to the smallest flower is still our core DNA. With Genesis, we can now keep that detail-orientated mindset as we focus on the quality, and it provides the quantity. Genesis provides our planets with the ultimate sense of exploration and adventure, discovery in the purest emotional form. We want you to find that perfect place, with the planets providing an abundant resource to harvest. This is a major part of what exploration is for us.
Oh.
We want that feeling of finding a corner of the universe that you'll fall in love with, and where you want to settle down and build your home.
So I guess, does that count as exploration?
To go deeper into what we have built that allows Genesis
Find your homestead.
As a reminder, some of the visuals you'll see will evolve and change as we continue our technological development and hone in on the final look for
I found Hobbiton.
That looks awesome, man.
This has a very Tolkien-esque.
Hey, it's the river dude.
Our name for a group of technologies that are improving our ability to build worlds.
He embraces it.
Created, and ultimately expanding our persistent universe to the scale and quality that we all expect. I work on planet tech, so let's talk about how that's continued to evolve since our presentation last year. And instead of just highlighting some really cool biomes that we can create, let's go ahead and show how all this work applies to the upcoming planets of Nyx. So there are 3 planets in Nyx. Nyx 3 is a gas giant, and I think it's blue. It's not going to surface. I don't really know. Nyx 2 is a yellow, toxic. It's got like this high pressure atmosphere, and it's like a very volatile planet with high risk reward gameplay. It's going to have some really interesting biomes for you to discover.
Interesting scar.
Now, just know it's going to be dangerous, because today we're going to focus on what we consider to be the hero planet of this system.
Oh, here we go.
Nyx 1 has got a rugged, remote beauty. It's got a diverse set of biomes, from weathered rocky mountain ranges
Is it breathable?
to vast sweeping forests and grasslands.
Looks like it is.
Damp, expansive
Fuck
wetlands,
yes, we need more breathable planets.
festering swamps.
I don't want to wear armor fucking everywhere.
Crocodiles.
give us a fantastic platform.
Well, I was right about the swamp being in Nyx.
In some cases,
There you go.
because the current tech couldn't do them at all,
You can see it on
or because we want to completely
Kirsten as well.
step up our game for them. So, let's approach this planet in much the same way that you, the player, will.
No, this looks fucking cool.
The orbit appearance of the planets going forward is far more tied to what is present on the surface. Previously, we had different data that drove the orbital and ground coloring. That's because the orbit was designed to look like vegetation that we'd place on the surface, and the ground coloring was trying to be a mix of soil, rock, and the organic compound coloring that forms the kind of colors there. Now we author much more of the data in a unified way. When you look at Earth, you see blues and greens for ocean and vegetation, and brown or yellowy tones for sand and soil. We wanted to keep it as simple as that. The same set of textures and data that define the color of the soil, sand, and rock on the ground are used to create the orbital look. We then assess the presence of vegetation and competition between different species on each part of the planet and use that to blend in tones of green, including variations due to species health and the current season. This creates a far more complete image and allows you to identify features, geologies, and potential points of interest all the way from space. Let's go down to the surface and start with something closer to what you're used to, but in a whole new light.
Beautiful.
When we approached the surface of the planet, we wanted to start by focusing on just the soil and rock. One of the things that was missing from our terrain previously was simply feature complexity. Looking at our contemporaries, we lacked detail at the ground scale. To combat this, we've added a new layer of data. That layer is called the medium tiles. These are intelligently placed on top of the existing 4-kilometer terrain tiles based on slope, soil type, and other erosion data. And these medium tiles don't just create height changes, they also bring in local erosion data both for soil and bedrock size values.
Wow, that looks fucking awesome.
Terrain detail, of scale, and allows us to create far more unique locations across the planet.
Wow.
So now that we've nailed the surface, let's have a look at adding some rocks. We've now got two major contributors to the rock.
They made Texas.
Firstly, long desired feature,
West Texas.
cliffs. We are adding large scale, very detailed.
That's something they could not do before, so this is fantastic.
This adds an
What?
Cliffs like that?
steep slopes that we simply couldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
The second is a big one for you ground vehicle enthusiasts. Rocks are now found not scattered everywhere, like spilt popcorn at the cinema,
Thank
but
fuck.
only in places you'd expect to find them, thanks to
Thank God, dude. That sucked.
using physical data generated for each large and medium tile. Now rock distribution makes sense and has a physical basis. So if you're still crashing into them after this comes out, that's on you.
That looks so cool.
Themselves have had a glow up too. We now create rock sets related to a particular geology that look like they originated from the same source. And this ties into how we'll be distributing minables in much more interesting ways too. So now that our base terrain and rock scattering looks good, let's add some vegetations and explore some additional biomes. Nyx One's forests and grasslands are full of trees, various grass species.
Cool, big ass forest like that? Yeah, finally.
I have an 8x8 beacon to claim territory, so I fucking want some.
Mountain valleys, open plains, and dense meadows.
Yeah, why don't I find a little creek running through the plot of land or something.
Begin transitioning into more wetland type biomes.
Those alien balls scare me.
And while forests are super cool, let's focus on the grasslands.
What if they pop if you shoot them?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe they're like Billabong.
What, those ball things?
Yeah, from like...
How are we making these look so great?
Oh god, this looks good.
Obviously, we've had grass before, but never meadows of it. Because
Yeah, meadows with freaking big rocks everywhere.
all effectively
I
represent.
mean, this is
So we're stepping up our game.
this is kind of like the exact spot I'd want.
Shading grass. With Genesis,
I mean, 8 by 8 kilometers is fucking huge
vast
for our main base for the org.
assets across all biomes.
Yeah, it's 5 miles by 5 miles, something like that, right? Or whatever, 4 miles by 4 miles.
Collections of ground cover, like you can see in these wetlands.
I'll check that out.
We are also able to fit our grass tiles to the ground by conforming them to the unique terrain underneath. Now we can finally cover complex terrain shapes with grass and ground cover assets, and as a result, they are now gravity aligned, meaning each blade is oriented.
Okay, 3. So it's 3.
All right, so Nyx 1 is definitely now a consideration for my home planet.
Next, let's take a look at how we light our grass. Now, as in real life,
Nyx looks this good. Can't wait to see Castra.
field of grass
Yeah.
is lit very differently to like a flat surface.
Looks too much like Earth, though, man. Come on.
I'm okay with that.
Is that why you like it?
I like Earth.
Think about it, makes sense. At a distance,
Yeah, me too.
grass is far more like a carpet or cloth.
We got a good planet.
This is definitely trial run for Terra.
As well as bringing
For
it
sure.
nicely into how we're solving the distant
I
representation.
figure you just change the grass to be like a
So let's talk about the distant.
what, orange color, and you have a different planet.
One of our biggest achievements with Genesis is allowing us to build beautiful biomes out of flora and geology assets like a building set. Like, can I say Lego?
I have a fucking smile on my face. It's crazy.
But in the past, this broke down very quickly when objects simply disappeared when viewing the same biome from 10, 20, 100 kilometers away. Because we don't hide planetary transitions and allow you to view complex regions from very large distances, there are almost infinite perspectives from which you can see a location in Star Citizen. So, how can we afford to evaluate complex spawning logic at runtime for the entire swathes of the planet? Enter the virtual terrain. Virtual terrain
They haven't showed much water, though.
is how we now cache and represent
Except for the swamps, you know?
varying scales.
Right.
This has been the enabler for all of the
Had a
lovely
couple streams too, and
terrain
lakes.
complexity and asset spawning we've shown so far. And it's also how we now evaluate and represent vegetation from a distance. When creating the VT for each part of the terrain, we assess if vegetation has covered the ground, and if so, what shading should be applied. For all of our biomes, we're now able to use the same shading model for the distant representation as the close-up asset, whether that's our lovely rolling hills, some more dramatic rockscapes, those muggy wetlands,
Vancouver!
our festering swamps.
There you go. There's your water feature.
So,
Dive in.
No, not that kind of water. Gross. Too many mosquitoes.
You want an ocean?
built using the lessons learned.
Lakes or ponds or streams, something.
Well, they showed a stream at
Not
the
just-
very beginning.
planetary data.
I guess.
This biome combines all of the elements from the other biomes we've shown you today.
That's kind of cool.
From water interaction, denser spawning, unique ground coverage, and I think it creates some
Crocodiles and snakes.
It works because I don't want to get in it at all. What is that in the background? You see that?
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah, I was thinking that at first. The brontosaur.
Anyway, that's our update on the Planet Tech portion of Genesis and how we're using it right now to sculpt
Okay.
the identity of Nyx 1.
And I get
And I hope you're as
into
excited as
crafting.
we are to explore this and everything we haven't shared yet.
So, does the exploration of the planets count as exploration? I'm thinking that's really what exploration is going to be.
Genesis is now
Finding interesting things.
everyone here to create planets of the quality and believability we've always
To find that perfect penis-shaped rock.
meeting of technology and art
Indeed.
that I truly believe will set our worlds apart from anything we've done before. And with that said, let's move on to a little travel between systems, literally. Up until now, our mission system has been specific to the star system you're in, meaning a Stanton mission has to take place in the Stanton system.
Oh, fuck yes.
Not bad.
Has to take place there.
This is awesome.
We've never been able to link these together, but with the introduction of our third star system, it's time for this to change. And that begins with the introduction of interstellar cargo.
What are you talking about today?
System-to-system hauling missions.
Fuck yes.
Jordan said hauling was gone. He doesn't even play the game?
At least Jared knows his audience.
Missions where you're going to start in, say, Stanton and end in Nix, taking various
I
volumes
cannot
of
stand
cargo
this fucking guy.
between the stations. So there'll be high volumes of cargo that kind of fulfill the purpose for the Hull C and the other series of Hull ships. And there'll be a few sort of more direct routes.
So you might pick up some cargo from Ruin Station in Pyro and go through the jump point to Stanton and drop it off there at one of the LEOs.
So if you've never sort of experienced the jump point or going through it, these missions will require you to. They're no way limited. You can do them in any sort of ship you want, any size of ship. I'll be doing them in my Drake Cutter.
Oh my god, it's like flying a whale through a freaking a hoop.
I've got a few ships, but the Drake Cutter is really cute, so.
One thing that we're looking to add with these interstellar missions is scripted combat encounters where you can be attacked by NPC ships. Maybe the mission giver has tipped off some pirates who are looking to get a hold of that cargo, as well as express missions, which means the deadline timers that you're used to in the regular hauling missions might get really tight and you've got to learn to be very fast. All of the love and care that has gone into hauling missions so far, with the logistical network and making sure they make sense within the themes of the systems, just as much love has gone into the interstellar missions we're making now.
At the start of the show, we said we was going to build out the Nix system right in front of you after 4.4 launches next month, and why we want to keep as much of what we're doing behind closed doors so you can discover it for yourself, in-game and on your own. We still are excited to share with you a brief look at one of our up-and-coming locations we're calling Rockcracker.
Oh, that's fucking interesting.
Okay, so Rockcracker, Jared, is our internal name.
Rockcracker is where you have to crack a rock.
Thanks for your contribution to the show.
You want more?
So way out into the Keegar Belt, you'll find these old QV breaker stations. These were originally industrial facilities breaking apart large asteroids and mining them down.
Wow, that's a big rock cracker there.
Been left abandoned. So you're going to have to find your way inside.
I think we're gonna have to call them nutcrackers.
How do we bring this facility back to life? It's not just about flipping a switch. As you bring these stations back to life, you'll be lighting the beacon and calling attention to these long forgotten places.
One of the main features is the laser head, which will require certain things to get working. It's up to you and your friends to find how to get in.
So it's like Hathor 2.0.
Whether you're discovering the bowels of the station and mining your way through long forgotten tunnels.
Oh yeah, remember all these underground shit?
Or you're going through the main laser entrance. Now as you're traversing through the
Rockcracker
facility,
Station.
you'll find the old engine room. Now, there may be ways to bring the facility back to life.
Crack Rock Station.
And bring power to
We need an
the
Avery.
facility. Maybe
Is his name Avery
bringing the
Adams?
laser back
Video on like all the pipes in Star Citizen. And where they go.
The secondary gameplay loop.
I saw him do one for
FPS combat. You're not there.
Starfield.
The same guy that does the like where the lakes go and stuff
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Skyrim and that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen those.
What you want to do.
I mean, his videos are incredibly popular for that. I wouldn't have thought that had an audience, but that's cool. I mean, I like it. I dig it all. The thing is that like even if a piece of content doesn't specifically speak to me, the game needs it all.
You've systematically brought power to various functions of the facility.
You've activated the laser. You've fired the laser. You've broken apart the rock.
Now you need to mine it.
Then you'll be able to fly your ship inside and see what's there.
It's hollow?
So you fly a ship into an asteroid.
Yeah. You just get into your ship and fly in and start searching around and trying to find the pieces that you want to mine.
No fucking shit. I love it. It's like a geode.
Giant space.
There's gonna be so much freaking blown up ships all around that thing, dude. I see it already.
So you're saying it's the salvage person's dream?
This content is for players who enjoy mining, who enjoy exploration.
Yeah, enjoying mining or getting blown up while mining.
Don't mind a little bit of FPS content while they're there.
I love fucking FPS content, and I love mining. I love LAMP.
It will be very new experience compared to any other asteroids, because this one, kind of like Alan and mine, will crack open and show its secret.
And one presumes you can make a decent amount of scratch. Asteroid that's big enough you fly your spaceship into it.
It wouldn't be worth doing if you couldn't make a good amount of coin. Yeah.
Making promises for the econ team.
Yeah. They've got to balance it.
It's
for
cool.
People who want a lot of minerals. When crafting comes in, when all the other mechanics and features.
said it.
It's where you get all the good rare stuff, huh?
He said the thing.
Like an organization or a group of like
Crafting.
6 people could come and just get a monumental amount of minerals.
Okay, I turned us way down. Sorry. We gotta stop talking.
So that's a look at some of what's coming over the next 12 months. In addition to what we've shown,
I'm gonna mute
there'll
us.
be new mission packs tailored to the People's Alliance and their struggles. There'll be events that invest you into the evolving storyline of all 3 systems we'll have in the game. And of course, when we begin populating these with new planets, there'll be a whole host of ground-based POIs, settlements, and structures inhabited by those trying to make their way in the verse. And all of this in service of building star systems that complement the massive corporate yard of Stanton, the lawless ganking of Pyro, and now the new frontier of discovery for the Nyx system. Should I say ganking?
You already did. Good job, everyone. So yeah, a whole lot to take in there. Interstellar hauling is the beginning of a massive expansion to the mission system that'll let us connect these 3 star systems like never before. What else we got? Rockcracker. Rockcracker is just one of the next operations that'll be coming to the Nyx system in the first half of next year, where you're gonna fly into an asteroid and do that thing that miners love more than anything else. Complain about PvPers getting in their way. No, I'm being told it's mining. It's mining. And of course, one of the most anticipated features coming to Star Citizen, Genesis, and what that means for the planets of Star Citizen, including the ones already in there. So let's talk to Will Hain and find out more. And I'm just remembering that Will Hain is in France at the watch party. Okay, France. Ask Slarty Bartfast over there how they're going to use Genesis to update the planets and moons of Stanton and get back to me, all right? And see if we can get some fjords. What else we got? The CitizenCon Digital Goodies Pack. That's a hard thing to say. That went up for sale a couple weeks ago and has a whole bunch of mysterious items in it, and that's where I can tell you now that almost all of them are tied to the Nyx system in one way or another. So let's find out what's actually in there. There's a gunship flight suit and helmet, 2 armor sets from that mysterious faction causing a ruckus with the Vandal, an Intersect BDU sweater and outfit, a couple of crazy weapons that I'm certain we're going to learn about in just a few minutes, some slick Levski swag, and finally, to celebrate the long-awaited addition of the Vandal to Star Citizen, a cool Vandal knife and adorable plushie, which I swear to love and squeeze and cherish forever. So yeah, it's a pretty solid haul for this year's Digital Goodies Pack, which you can still pick up right now on the RSI store. So now, let's go ahead and transition into our next segment. Much of what you see in the show today has been the culmination of a lot of people's work in... What's up?
No shit.
All right, I had a dream about like this once. Yeah. Okay, so against everyone's better judgment, the thing has finally happened. Can I help you?
How you think the show's going?
Oh, God.
Good. We're getting the Nyx star system and the Vandal are coming.
Kind of been a lot of Nyx, right?
You they can do
Well, yeah, but it's a major milestone and it deserves a major showcase celebrating everybody's hard work. And
you got more, right?
As fuck, though.
well, yeah, there's spaceships coming out.
Cool.
Wow, it's like they only scanned the original Community portion of me. If pictures steal your soul, imagine what face scanning in PCAP does. Well, this has been super cringe.
Still waiting on you, Horatio. Let me know if it's
So I'm gonna head out. Bye. Oh, regular CitizenCon is still better. You should have done that. Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super cringe.
Part of me that isn't a soulless marketing puppet. All right.
Call out the cringe.
No.
Oh.
No.
Fucking love that. Okay, I love the jalopy bit.
Let's just go to some spaceships, shall we?
Hi, my name's John Crew. I'm the vehicle director here at CIG, and welcome to Talking Ship.
The man.
We're going to talk about 3 new ships coming to the persistent universe.
Please tell me it's not the end.
This is where the wallet opens.
We're about an hour through.
We're already an hour in. Yeah, still an hour to go.
The last year has been pretty hectic in terms of vehicle deliveries. I think we've delivered the most we've ever done in a 12-month period, and we've covered all the way from tiny little snubs all the way up to capital ships.
We've kind of filled out a few little gaps. We've introduced some new ships by some old manufacturers.
We had the Polaris come out, and obviously people have enjoyed playing with that. We snuck the Idris in without none of you expecting it for a while, and it's been a busy year. It's nice to start revisit some of the older catalogue and some of the bigger ships again.
I think my favourite ship from the last year is a tie between the Wolf and the Golem.
Favourite ship in the last year? Probably the Wolf.
I feel like it's the obvious one. I'm trying to think of something else, but I really like the Wolf.
Everyone's mentioned the Wolf. The Wolf's everyone's favourite.
The Wolf, obviously, a return of Kruger, a completely new aesthetic to the game.
The Wolf
I
was,
picked one up.
was
It's
kind of
so
everything we
pretty,
set it
dude.
out to be, and it revived an old manufacturer. We've not seen anything from a while, so yeah, I'm going to say the Wolf.
The Golem, I think, is just an
Naboo
incredibly
vibes.
well-formed ship in such a small package. It really just
the red
shows off
paint is
that Drake
excellent.
aesthetic, giving you the absolute bare minimum needed to perform a role.
I honestly do really like the Zeus. I think it came out really well. It's kind of hard to pin down a favourite, to be honest, because we've released, a lot of really cool ships.
Next year, we've got some super exciting ships coming up. We're ticking off a few big ones, which is good. We're going to see, again, maybe some ships from some manufacturers that don't have that many in their lineup. There's a few.
Guy looks like he just got out of a shower.
Starting.
What the fuck?
So they're good. A breadth of ships.
His hair?
The 3 new ships we're going to introduce today all tie in some way to the primary factions fighting over the Nyx system. We'll start with the People's Alliance and Anvil Aerospace.
Okay, I'm a little bit louder. How's
Anvil
that?
is a very military-based brand. It's been a brand that's in Star Citizen for a long time, fighting for lots of military contracts and lore, often up against Aegis, and to the point it actually beat Aegis in the past. You will be familiar with a lot of their ships' designs, such as the Hornet and Lightning. Earlier this year, we introduced the Anvil Asgard, based on the Valkyrie chassis, which is an extremely popular offering.
Okay,
This
how
year,
about
we're
that?
bringing the concept ship we introduced last year, the Anvil Paladin, to life. The Paladin is a gunship from Anvil
Quite a lot better.
Aerospace designed
Awesome.
to support ground operations.
A gunship is a
Paladin.
ship that's designed
Alright.
to stay in a sustained firefight.
The
while
Paladin,
dealing
huh?
with a lot of damage, also taking damage.
We don't have a lot of gunships in the game. They're true dedicated
My
gunships.
Asgard just cried
They
out in
are
pain.
quite a tricky archetype.
Yeah,
to
the Paladin looks like
control
the
again
ship
without being too
now.
powerful. It's designed with
Look at
a
those
lot of
guns.
firepower and high armor and health. But
Yeah,
very
my
low
Asgard got
mobility.
melted.
It's multi-crew.
Oh, welcome, Horatio. You're never late.
Purely
A wizard
battle.
is
It's
always
got
exactly
lots
when
of
they
armor,
expected.
lots
here.
of guns, big guns.
It's got a very similar squat kind of form to the Valkyrie. It kind of reminds me of, I guess, like a pit bull. Obviously, a very menacing silhouette.
My God, all those guns.
Quite forward-weighted in its
Yeah.
stance.
And
It
it's like
feels
exactly
it's
the
coming towards
Asgard
you,
too.
even when it's just sat still. And I
Like
think that's
the whole
something
chassis that we
helps
love.
with it feeling intimidating.
Valkyrie's sexy, and then look at this back. It doesn't
If
have
we
the
swing
bay.
round, following the ship round
All
clockwise,
right,
what
shut
we'll
up and
then
take my
see is
money.
the first of the side turrets. If you notice the canopy, you'll see that there's a fairly thick space between where the glass is and the whole exterior. That's because it has deployable armor, which can come out and give
It
you
looks
one
like a Halo
hit
gunship,
while you're actually
definitely.
attacking the target head
No
on.
shit.
It's got these
Oh.
really nice kind of dual connected wings with the turrets out on the sides, just to try and give as much kind of range for those turrets as we can get.
Which is controlled by one of the 2 remote stations underneath the bridge. If we come around to the rear, you'll see a rail. Now that rail mounts the main turret of the ship, which is controlled by the co-pilot.
So
That's
you've got
the same thing
full
that goes on
360
the
coverage
Scorpion.
underneath, full 360 coverage on top with it, and then the side turrets also have 360 coverage that way around and 180 out sideways. So really you have, between the turrets, pretty much 360 coverage in all directions.
But to balance it out, you've got paper-thin shields and a hull that'll blow up if
One
you
of
look
the
at it
unique things
crossly.
about the Paladin is all the turrets are remote and all the crew are located in this one central 2-story room.
A lot of our other gunships, the crew gets scattered across the ship, but with the Paladin, you're all sat together with a nice, cool experience.
That
You
is the
can
new
really feel
CitizenCon
like you're
armor.
playing
That
as a
looks
group.
awesome.
You've got the pilot, co-pilot up top, and you've got the gunners underneath, and I think that helps with the intention of what the ship does, because you've got this really nice kind of like gunner viewpoint down, kind of giving
Oh, the
this,
flight suit, you mean?
lower coverage.
Yeah.
We added a glass floor just to keep the two connected. I think that really helps with the feeling that you're all working together and communicating.
That said, if you don't have the ability to fully crew a Paladin, you can still fly it and engage in combat solo.
Obviously not as good as if you have a full crew, but you can't always guarantee your friends are going to be online.
As a solo ship, it's pretty capable of doing a variety of missions within Star Citizen. So if you want to run this ship solo, you can take on combat missions that, say, other heavy fighters like the Scorpius or other ships such as the Drake Cutlass could do.
All right, new pool is up, gentlemen.
Coming aboard the Paladin, you enter into this sort of armory ready room area. You have a variety of suit lockers and
Can't
weapon
vote on it.
racks
My
in
vote
this
is
room.
yes.
Everything's very militaristic, stripped back, simple. It's a very functional space, but you'll find everything you need in there.
One of the improvements from the original concept is we've added a small dedicated cargo bay area,
Oh, that's
allowing
nice.
you to store actual SCU crates. Forward of that is the route to the lower gunners, and then upstairs you have the bridge area, and then off that central area you have the dual living quarters, one on the left, one on the right, and then at the rear you have the main sort of engineering area where the majority of the components are. Also within the upper traversal area you also have a little breakout area with seating, food machine, toilets, etc.
The chow line.
I think it's a very cool looking ship. I think we did a really nice job of taking what was there in the concept and adding an extra level of detail and trying to kind of push things forward.
I think it hits the nail in terms of a really solid military ship. It's really complementary to some of the other ships.
I just
in the Admiral
basically I need to
lineup.
get
So
rid of
something
my
like the
Asgard.
Valkyrie, where you've got this
So
big
this
drop ship.
kinda makes sense.
The Paladin's there just to make sure it's safe, make sure no one messes with you, and just basically scare people away.
The thing I like most, I think, about the Paladin is that it's very clearly got a crew of 4, and they all kind of work and operate
Yeah, that
under the
makes
same
sense.
conditions.
Perseus
You
looks
know,
awesome.
the pilot, co-pilot, and the
I don't
two
know if we'll
gunners,
see it
they're
in this or
basically
not.
all equal on the ship. There's one toilet, everyone's got the same style of bunk. When they're at work, everyone's at the front of the ship together.
It's really odd to me that you call that, you like that there's one toilet for 4 people.
Well, you know, it's you all work together. You're all equal at work.
Toilet seat never gets cold.
Toilet seat never gets cold. Yeah.
So that's the Anvil
Well, I want the
Paladin.
Galaxy
Whilst
too.
originally a military-built craft, it's the perfect ship for folks on the
The
frontier.
Galaxy
trying to
is by
defend
far
against
my
threats.
most anticipated
And talking
ship.
of
I know
threats,
a lot of
let's
people
move to
are
our
all
next ship, a replica
Perseus
from
with
Isperia.
Galaxy. Ooh, what we got?
Isn't that the
They're
modular
a
one?
high-end manufacturer. They specialize in recreating
Galaxy is the modular one, right?
exotic and
Yep.
particularly alien spacecraft.
Effectively, what they're doing is they're remanufacturing them, making them a little bit more
Yeah,
suitable
for
for
making,
kind of flight. And the latest offering from Asperia is the Vandal
Ground
Stinger.
base.
There it is. That's the new Vandal ship.
The Vandal are big, scary
do
space
not
aliens.
want.
They're like 7-foot-tall, evil war
That looks
race
kinda
that
ugly.
sort of take over, steal technology, absorb it.
I mean, I
fuse
think it looks
together
cool. I
into their
just
own needs.
have zero interest in
a
alien
red
ships.
roach.
Relatively nasty aliens.
Yeah,
that you
well, I think
sometimes
that's
hear
they're
about
very
and haven't
organic.
seen much of yet.
Yeah. Wonder
Also
how
maybe
much
cool
the
stuff.
alien tax is going to be on it.
Right.
The Stinger as a Vandal heavy fighter was reserved for their higher tier sort of ace pilots or high-ranking members within their clans.
Yeah, I don't even think I'll get it in game.
The Stinger is a competitor to something like the FA or I guess the Scorpius.
It packs a lot
It's
of
kind of like
firepower,
when I play, I'm really
quite a
boring because I
large
play as a
frame, so it's
human,
a
even
very,
in
very
games that have
tanky
like aliens, because I want to be
spacecraft. The
myself,
firepower
and I'm not
is
going to be flying
almost
that thing
unrivaled
unless
in
I'm,
terms of just
you
both
know,
the
doing a
number
Karth
and the
race.
size of them. So it's there for players who don't want agility. They
Flying
don't want
back
to be in and
from
out quickly. They want to be there
crash
brawling
and an enemy
with
ship.
big guns and taking all the hits.
You see how quick that thing melted that
One
fucking
thing
ship?
Xperia have done differently with the Stinger is they have done away with the majority of the bespoke weapons.
They heard everyone's complaints about the glaive and blade and have stripped off the original Vandal weapons to allow customization for standard human weapons.
With the exception of the single size 5 gun.
Because it was too well integrated into the hull, even for Xperia to remove.
All the additional weapons are generic mounts, so they can be swapped with any of the existing lineup that we have in the game. By doing this, it provides greater flexibility to the end user, and this is something Xperia wanted for the civilian market. For that one bespoke weapon, the size 5 plasma cannon, functionally it is the same as the existing size 5 plasma cannons on the Scythe and Glaive, but it is a sort of Gen 2 model and wraps it in a different aesthetic compared to those models. You'll see they're very much older Vandal
like that.
styling. This is much newer Vandal styling, but underneath it is the same weapon that people have used for years.
Seen Through Lens says he wants to be a Banu, then people will give him
Our
stuff
job
and he'll
as
give
the
nothing in
vehicle
return.
team on the PU was to take the Stinger from the Squadron team and prepare it for life in the PU. We took an opportunity to take, this really well-established art style and, add extra details where needed.
So the exterior is a real blend of these kind of hard surface, kind of rare alloyed kind of wings, and then underneath this real kind of organic structure that kind of webs all of the ship together. It connects the thrusters in, it connects all the kind of underside of the vehicle and pulls the whole ship together.
You can tell it's very different from the Vandal ships that are currently in the PU. If you take, for example, the way the cockpits are constructed.
Up at the front, we've got this big kind of bubble dome
Make your voice heard.
that gives the cockpit quite a unique shape compared to some of our other ships, and also gives the pilot a unique position within the ship.
Probably
Kind of
spelling
gives
that
great
wrong. I have no
visibility
idea
out
how to
the
spell
front.
Vandal.
Boarding the Stinger is a little unusual compared to other ships, obviously being alien in nature.
You're going through a ramp at the rear, and it leads you kind of straight up into the belly of the ship.
There's, lots of organic detail, rib cages, kind of strange alien forms.
That man's a criminal.
On entry of the cockpit, the seat kind of comes down towards you, and you kind of climb over the back of it a bit like a motorbike.
You're basically riding into the cockpit. It feels very much like you're being carried
What the
inside
fuck?
the cockpit.
Into the traditional prone flying pose that Vandal pilots use.
I'm very happy with the Stinger. I think the team done a really good
I
job
thought that
of
was the
making something
Cantina
that feels different.
band song
it
for a
feels
second.
alien, but it suits our lineup of ships and it suits our universe.
I think the guys did a really good job of respecting the direction.
I mean, it
and
comes with a mini
vision
roller
from
coaster.
The
It's
original
a win.
Stinger and Vandal ships in Squadron.
We've tried to take a lot of inspiration from movies and other science fiction material, but I think it sits well within the Star Citizen universe.
So we have the Paladin for the People's Alliance. We have the Stinger for people that really like Vandal and want to try and pretend to be them. But what about the other mysterious faction we have running around?
So Gray Chowdhury got his start as he was working at a cargo center out in Odin.
Is it Caden?
Started being able to get his hands on some stuff that other people
was his name?
couldn't.
Cato Bane?
Items that necessarily you couldn't find on a store shelf, but you wanted anyway.
I think Gray is interested in, happy customers.
Oh, this is the Shiv.
Gray just sees themselves as a conduit
Shiv?
to get these things in the hands of people who
Offense?
would appreciate them.
And I think that his latest offering
The
is
Grey's
really
Market Shiv, rumored ship.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Is that an Australian thing, a Shiv?
So the Shiv, well, we don't really know what it is, if I'm to be fair.
Okay, see,
It's what happens when someone who is a genius at aeronautics and ship assembly
the Shiv is the name of the ship.
given free reign to do whatever they want.
I thought it was a person or
It's
something.
the best of
That's
whatever they can find
fucking
lying
interesting.
around,
The fuck?
put together to make something
It's a
truly
jalopy.
unique, wonderful, arguably beautiful, and just released out into the universe to see what happens.
At first glance at the exterior of the Shiv, I think most people will probably recognize there is more than a fair proportion.
It looks like a
of colours.
cutlass front.
It's cool. I mean, it looks
But
awesome.
had
It's a
quite a few changes to it.
the
As you look
jalopy.
a little
fucking
closer,
cutlass,
you start
dude.
to pick out elements from other ships. You've got, main thrusters that are from the Valkyrie.
Even the bits that are obviously a cutlass have had panels welded on, panels removed. The top turret, which is now remote, is
Holy
just this
shit, there's
hodgepodge
8 fucking
amalgamation
guns
of
on that. I
multiple
want.
other ships' turrets And then the changes continue onto the inside, where again, it
What the
sort of
fuck
follows
is
Cutlass
this,
like,
dude?
but then you'll find there's bits of Crusader ships just
I like it.
integrated into the wall instead of what was there originally.
Is it a
has lost
jalopy?
Its side entrance, some of its cargo capacity, but what it's gained.
This is how they're getting the shipjacker ships into the game.
Thrusters.
So you'll be able to.
Really kind
I
of
imagine
nice
that
set of
throughout the year they're
thrusters.
going to add more of these Grey's Market ships.
As ever with the refined work from Grey's Market, you can see that great care was taken to the health and safety to ensure that there's no trip hazards anywhere.
So it's a new ship builder.
Cables, panels are exposed.
Yeah,
If you look
where
carefully,
they just
you'll notice there are like
throw
screws
everything
laying around the
together.
cockpit.
New pool is up.
Yeah,
guys.
it's where anything goes basically.
I'm saying shiv. I'm hoping that's what it is.
Yeah, it's one for doing something, and you need a second one to wash your hands. It's not an animal.
So the buckets, I thought for a second they were to catch
break
leaks in the roof, but that would be pretty
and moved it down a level.
dangerous.
Which I think
your
is
toilet.
Quite an achievement.
Just look at this thing. How do you even begin to describe the madness that created this? It's the Shiv.
I don't want it.
This is something new and different for Star Citizen. Where did it come from?
I'm not going to answer that.
Just nothing. Just
No comment.
Grey goes to places and talks to people. I mean,
The
you know,
one
there are just
can
many
fly,
ways
you
to
can't
find these
even
things
buy
that,
jalopy.
you know, I mean, are they legitimate, you know, manufacturers?
It's a shit box.
No. Are they operating on the right side of the law? Maybe not, but,
Very
you
cool.
know, money's money.
Does Grey have a motto, an ethos to live by?
It probably comes down to, don't ask where I got it,
Don't ask how we got it.
Don't worry about it. Just ask if you want it.
I think the Shiv is for someone that is looking for something a bit
I
different,
mean, it's
a bit
got
away
a-
from the norm.
I don't
that
know. I
just
was gonna
wants
say
something
it has
that's
to be
unique.
super low
Yeah,
price
I
for me
it
to
looks-
get
The
it.
people who like
Yeah, it looks pretty
rusted
shitty
aesthetic.
to me, actually.
It's a fun ship.
I just like the fact that it has all
also
guns.
strong, to be honest,
The
and it's
8 guns on the
absolutely
turret
a
looks
statement.
insane. I think that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, does it have a power plant that can support that though?
I'm happy with the 3 ship offerings. They are obviously very combat heavy.
There's something we wouldn't normally release all at once, but honestly, all of them are a different statement and they're all cool.
As always, super excited to release these ships into the game,
Zero
to
interest
see how
in the
players
Vandal
react
ships, but I
and play
might
with
take
them. It's
the
always
other
fun to
ones.
see the quirks and
My
the
Asgard is
shenanigans that people get
just
up to.
asking me to upgrade it.
So
and get
that's
rid of
talking
it.
ship for another year.
Yeah, you gotta do the thing with Lexi. Talking weapons.
So I've just been informed that we have to do a bit of a timeshare agreement this year. So we have to throw it over to Alexi for Talking Weapons, which is an extremely original name.
Okay. Talking weapons.
I'm talking about the new edition that came out in October. The non-weapons are essentially the weapons that does not have a manufacturer, the weapons that you can think of that were made by space pirates.
Grey sells whatever he can sell.
Sometimes he gets his hands on some weapons that come from unknown origins.
He will sell things that no company in their right mind would ever make.
These are the most kind of like scrappy
What a
and
gangster
take
jacket.
together and the most kind of like pyro-ish weapons that you can think of.
Right now we're releasing 3 new weapons. Rocket launcher, the LMG, and the long-awaited Space AK.
The Space AK. Oh, hell yeah.
I think this is the one
Yeah.
that not only is the most in demand, but I've been politely badgered about the most. It's a fun rifle that basically fires energy and ballistic in sequence. So your first shot will be your ballistic, your second shot will be the energy. You'll see on the top of the art, there is a bolt that cycles the rounds, and that goes off with the ballistic shot, but it does not go off with the energy shot. And that is just like a really fun way of making a weapon work in kind of like a scrappy, glued together.
That thing looks like it rock and roll. Fucking moves a lot.
The LMG, this thing is a really fun, slow-firing, hard-hitting beast.
It will bring the 50 cal, and the only other weapons that have this right now in the verse are the Bearing Sniper Rifle and the Coda.
Honestly, if you even get hit by one, you just instant tier 1 injury, back to medical.
We're AK-50, they're AK-50.
You know what? We made all these really complicated, fancy guns, and some people just want, I want a slow firing rifle. Give me a scrap together box that fires the biggest thing you can possibly find.
We don't have a rocket launcher of this caliber. It will be 3 grenades straight together that you pull
I like
into
the duct tape.
tube and fire towards your enemies. The cool part about it will have an arming distance, so you'll not be able to just point it towards an enemy.
It's also going to have a lot of spread. So essentially, you're going to have to get very close with your launcher to
Okay,
be able
so-
to blow up
so this is
ships with
cool,
a single
but a little bit
payload
of
in it. You can't actually aim
constructive
the apparatus, 'cause you've got the
criticism.
tube
This
on
could
your
have been an
shoulder.
inside Star
You try to
Citizen.
aim it, you'd have to physically put the
I don't
tube
give a
in
shit
your
about the
head.
weapons so much.
So we were like, oh, we can't have an aim apparatus for this. And then we realized, like,
Ah, yes,
it's in
the
the
data
spirit
reader,
of
that
being
makes
the
sense.
tube that you can't use the aiming apparatus, and you just kind of like, all right, I think that's the middle of the screen. I'm going to hit it.
It's in the spirit of being a tube.
Oh yeah. These are
I
in.
don't talk about binoculars.
They're in right
Binoculars
now,
are
right?
Really cool. We don't
They're
have
in
anything
PQ,
like this
yeah.
in the bursts.
Have you had a pair?
I think it will be really convenient to use something that's dedicated to look for the things.
You need your
especially
Mundy eyes
far
to get it.
away, instead of using your sniper scope, for example.
Will the binoculars have glint?
I'm not aware of this one. Probably not, because binoculars are not something that you need to be aware of.
It's really funny because obviously, due to Glintgate, as you know, I beautifully internally call it, basically there was a lot of community feedback, basically saying like, "Oh, I really like spotting people. I really
man is
like
comfortable in
playing
his
a
style."
spotter." And essentially, I was like, "Oh, this community wants to be able to spot people from distances, and what can we make gadget-wise?"
Feels like it's an
that doesn't
extra
require
from
new features?"
Blade
And it was
or,
like,
you know,
binoculars.
Yeah.
the Highlander
And I
movies
prototyped
or
the
something.
thing, which essentially was just
Right.
a scope in a hand, and it worked. So we've got
It's got a
some really
hood,
cool
too.
binoculars coming that allow you to spot people.
It's really
from
long
distances.
jacket with a hood. I want it.
And how much damage do the binoculars do?
Depends on how you throw them.
Okay, binoculars, cool.
Thanks,
like it.
Alexi and Zach.
AK,
That's
cool.
The,
And
end
the rest
of
of
this
it's
segment
fine.
for this year. So that's talking ship and weapons, unless
If that was only 5
anyone else
minutes,
is
I'm
gonna
not
come
that
and
upset. But
Tell me something else.
come on.
It's been an exciting year, and I think the next year of ships is going to be even more exciting and expansive than this year.
Let's do it. Better stuff. Oh, now we got to do another fucking Jared segment.
Well. That is an eclectic bunch of combat ships for the verse. And they're all available right now up on the robertsspaceindustries.com store.
So is that like,
Also, any minute now,
all
there's going to
CIG
be a
people?
PTU
Yeah,
drop that
this is in
includes
their
all
office.
three. So you can fly them now
They got a nice
ahead of the
freaking
release next
cafeteria
week
area.
when
Yeah,
Alpha
this is the Voyager bar.
432 goes live. 3 combat
Which I spend a lot of
ships.
time in the
I
verse.
wonder if they'll have any
If you've seen
additional
my videos.
uses coming up later in the show. That's a hint. All right,
Wait,
what
wait,
else
I
can I
missed the hint.
shill?
What was the hint?
Oh, there's merch. We've got these cool new Levski desk mat things. These are always popular.
Oh, that's cool.
There's some
Not buying it.
Levski
Ships are up
metal
on
posters
their
the
website
store,
now.
And
Oh.
of course, love them
Website
or
will
hate
crash.
them, but you can't avoid them. There's this cool new
I'm on there, it's fine.
Emporium t-shirt.
Oh, Piccolo.
Yeah. There's also a page published earlier today with a bunch of links to offerings from our third-party partners, from eye trackers to gaming chairs to voice packs to spaceship models from new partners like Planet Ring and Pigeon Spaceport and more. You can find all of that on the RSI website as well. And what else can I shill? Oh, for those of you who are at watch parties.
$30 for the desk mat.
Where is it? Haha.
They've got socks.
Challenge
What
coins.
the
Who
fuck?
doesn't love challenge coins? There's these lovely Levski themed challenge coins if you're attending
I
one
would-
of the
I would
9
buy
official
clothing
watch
merch.
parties around the world. There's also a
I'm
digital
into
one of these
that.
in the goodies
Yeah,
pack.
I have to buy
so you
clothes
check
anyway,
those out,
so
but don't leave
might as well get
today
stuff I like.
without getting your Levski challenge coin.
Since I
All
work
right.
from home, I
What
had
else can I
like
shill?
an entire
I got
year.
a couple
I'm kinda tired of
UAE
shilling.
Navy
All right,
t-shirts.
Let's
Nice.
find out some more about where we are.
Yeah, since I work
Simon,
from home, I had an
you
entire year where the only thing I
look
bought
at that.
was
Okay, here we
Star
go.
Wars
Pardon me? Hang on,
t-shirts.
excuse me. Hi, how you doing? Hey, that was my best angle. Hey, I gotta be careful. Last year I took 3 steps and tore a muscle. All right, so this is the 9th floor of CIG Manchester's Manchester office. That's yoo-hoo! This is the room where we have lunch every day, and if you get here early enough, croissants, if the weapons team hasn't stolen all of them. Over here, we got some cool mannequins representing different aspects of the game. You got the ever-present, Hurston security armor over here. That's really cool. You got your Dusters armor.
You got Mark Hamill there. Is that shit?
Was that?
You got this guy from a game that we're not talking about today.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill.
I thought you meant like
green
in the
armor,
crowd.
Yeah, it's all pretty cool.
Like, oh.
And then
No,
we
no.
come over here, got a nice little recreation area. There's some sim pits over there for people who need to test that kind of stuff. We got this cool Krigeri Bengal carrier. Come over here, shoot it. Go down the nose here. Watch this. It's very cool. I'm gonna go over here.
Oh, dude.
Can you see me?
Oh, that is
dude.
badass, dude.
Hi, Mom.
Holy shit.
Dude.
Nice model.
Yeah, and what are you doing, Richard Towler? All right. I thought John went to Washington, D.C. Let's see, what else we got? We got cool Voyager bar here. This is where we get all kinds of breakfast goodies.
See, if I won the
coffee,
lottery,
stuff
this is the
like
kind of
that.
shit I would do in my real house.
Who remembers the big coffee controversy of 2016, where everybody took to Reddit and pondered the question, do devs deserve coffee? I do. You want to see what next year's big controversy is? Check this out. I'm going to come over here. Do devs deserve coffee? Welcome to the Stargarita machine. Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's all very nice. Give me the
Do
CitizenCon.
devs deserve frozen deliciousness? I don't know. Go to Reddit and let us know. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Competition. Oh,
You showing
competition
us
winners.
all the stuff
We have the list of competition winners. Can we put that on
that they
screen?
get to use?
Yeah, sorry, competition winners. Remember the competition for the CitizenCon winners? The people made the videos, and we gave them a Kruger L21 Wolf. We actually have the names. They're behind me. Look. Oh. All right, that's cool. Also, everybody's got food. Do I have food here? Oh, somebody's supposed to save me pizza. All right, so
All
we
right,
got.
so I've got like
Oh, you
screen
guys saved me a
inception
lot of
going
pizza.
on here.
Let's see. There's like 3 different
On
kinds of
my
pizza
screen,
here.
since I'm streaming a stream of
What
him
if we
streaming
just
onto the screen.
combine them into like a challenger situation here?
All right, come on, Jared. What the fuck?
That's a CitizenCon throwback if you're not familiar with. So I have now crafted my own pizza experience.
Oh, here we go.
And that is a terrible segue into our next
That's an awesome segue.
Let's do
Gemma,
it.
See it.
Can we,
Okay, you're forgiven
you
for
there?
all the cringe shit. Let's get to crafting.
Can we fire up the FPS crafting segment while I try to chew this off camera?
FPS crafting.
Crafting guns?
Paladin 350. Well, at least hopefully I can get rid of my Asgard. Shiv 150.
Star Citizen, at its heart, will
Interesting.
always be an enormous sandbox experience where you can set out to tackle the universe in whatever ways you want. But that doesn't mean we can't shape parts of the universe here and there to better suit our needs. That goes for both you and us. Let's start this part of the show with a look at how crafting is going to change everything from resource gathering, refining, and even combat when it comes online in the next few months.
In the next few months.
First
There it
version
is.
of crafting is
Be crafting
going to
by
be
Q1.
quite small in scale. We're going to use it as a kind of a concentrated effort to allow the players to experience the initial UI, the flow of gathering materials that have different quality, and using those to craft items which are better than what they have currently in the game.
The first version is going to be primarily FPS items that you can craft, weapons and armor. For Star Citizen, crafting is our primary progression mechanic. Star Citizen isn't your standard MMO. We don't have levels. We have ships, we have gear, we have things that you create in the world, you perfect, you research, you improve. And those items, those ships, those vehicles, the armor and weapons, that's how you progress in Star Citizen.
I thought they were gonna show the Aurora morphing into something better.
Crafting isn't just a progression mechanic for creating new items. It's also a fundamental change to how we handle resources in the game. The materials that you collect, how you refine them. Quality matters.
Crafting the weapons, you'll be able to have some quality materials to influence the item stats on those weapons.
It'll be somewhat random, potentially weighted on the location of the material. Some will have a higher chance of higher quality. And once you take those materials to your crafting bench, the fabricator, you can use them to craft, and the different attributes will be increased based on the quality of the materials you use.
Yeah.
It's not just
Thank you
iron
for
ore
bringing that
anymore,
up.
it's iron ore of the
Data
quality that you know will get you the stats for the item that you desire. And it's not just mining, it's essentially every resource we can get our hands on.
To support this, we also need major changes to inventory so that all of these new resources that you're collecting, you can see what you have, you can order it better, you can understand what you have in your inventory.
We won't have the new refining crafting system yet. We'll be using the existing ones. Those will pass the quality through into the refined materials, which you can then take to your crafting machine and start making your personal items. Once you have your blueprint and your quality materials that you've refined, then you can put them together on the item fabricator. This will be pretty much what we showed in last year's CitizenCon, with the UI letting you
Star Wars
assign your
Galaxies.
quality resources to different
That's exactly
aspects
what my
of the
video
item.
was, man.
Once you're happy with what
I
you
know
see
what's
on
up.
the preview, you'll be able to click to craft, and it'll get queued up, and your result will be produced sometime later. You'll be able to get the new crafting machine from shops in most landing zones. You'll be able to bring it up on your freight elevator and use it in your personal hangar, or tractor beam it around and stick it on a ship if you want to use it from there.
That's awesome. You can put that, if you can get it in the door, you can put that in your
small amount
polo.
of blueprints you get credited to your account just to test and mess around, but the vast majority of them will be earned through missions, and then you can use that blueprint to craft the item that it is that
Ship
you've got the
ammunition.
blueprint for. So it should be a good reason to go and test all the different various missions in the game.
The advantage of crafting your own items is that they'll be better than anything that you could buy from shops. You'll be able to
That's good to know.
increase and improve
That's exactly what I
item
said,
stats
man.
that are relevant to your gameplay. Maybe
This is
a
all
gun will
what they
shoot
said
faster,
before.
maybe it'll do some more damage, or your armor will have greater resistances against environmental effects or incoming fire. You might be wondering, what about the upgrade and research? That will be coming in a subsequent release. We're happy with this initial scope for crafting.
It's going to be so valuable for us as devs to kind of get the metrics in, get the feedback in, because then we can make the changes that, you know, they only become obvious, so to speak, when you
I
have
get
kind
you.
of
Seen
mass
through
amounts
lens.
of data and mass amounts of users using it. So
But
I'm
once we have,
very
like,
excited
crafting
to
and base
get it out
building,
in the wild.
It's our intention to
I'll
get
play this
crafting out
daily.
in tech preview by the end of the year and get the testing we need so we can release it when it's ready.
So that's one way you'll be crafting your own experiences in the Star Citizen universe. But what about us? Where do we get to hone in and craft a bespoke experience here and there, specifically tailored to individual or small group play? Well, that's where instancing comes in. And I'm going to let Benji tell you a little bit more.
Instancing. Love it.
We're bringing instancing to Star Citizen in 2026. Why are we doing it, and how will it work? So if you've played any content in 2025 in Star Citizen, you know that most of these areas were in actual PvP zones where other players could interfere. Instancing is a means to create an environment where designers can create tailored content that's tuned to a specific group size, but it is also protected from outside interference. It's not to say that we don't love PvP.
And every
I'm a
PvPer
PvP
just
guy.
started bitching.
PvP me, bro. But like most MMOs, a good balance between a dangerous overworld and a protected instances is needed. Right now, we don't have this ability, and this is something we really need in order to give you a sense of progression that is tailored and balanced to a tunable amount of groups, so the difficulty matches the group size. There's a beginning and an end. It doesn't mean that that doesn't fit in our overworld strategy, meaning getting to the instance is dangerous, exiting the instance is dangerous, or can be interfered with others. But at least when you're playing the content, we can actually make something that's curated for one experience. So before anybody says this is only a PvE thing, This technology can also be applied to unlock curated PvP experiences that are as seamless as the PvE ones. So it's not about one thing or the other.
Like
it's
massive
really about
capital ship
unlocking
battles.
developers' ability to create curated content.
That's awesome.
So that said, how will it work? Instancing is really an evolution over static to dynamic meshing. We want your instances to be as seamless as your instance hangars, meaning that when you take an elevator, you exit the elevator, you're inside the instance. A gateway opens, you cross
You should
that
see the
gateway,
people
you're now into your instances.
complaining in the
You
Star
also
Citizen
quantum
chat.
jump into an instance that you don't even see. The transition is just like a dynamic mesh transition. And so throughout the universe, we will be able to add these areas that are open or closed instances that allow you to join in either with a party and have a reserved instance for your party, or join in open instances that has a number
The death
of
hobos are
So
crying.
some of those areas will be completely instanced on different servers. This allows us to leverage the compute power of the entire mesh. The closed ones will be really to drive one piece of content. You enter and exit seamlessly, just like we do with your instance hangars currently. Let's go and find out what one of our first instances will be.
All right, this is interesting. Oh, Horizon?
Siege of Orison was an event we did previously, which created a gameplay scenario where the player had to
fucking
run
want
through
this, but
and
I want
progress
this
through
everywhere at once.
contested islands of Orison. This was a high-paced, high-intensity event, but it struggled a little bit from its technical execution.
That'd be awesome, seeing through a
But
lens.
now with the introduction of instancing, it gives us an opportunity to evolve it and modify it and make it better for you and a small group to work through that activity.
It is an event that I had the honor of pretty much solely designing and building all of the logic and having the stress of trying to get it working.
Agent Dooley from the CDF puts the call out for volunteers because basically the Nine Tails have taken over sort of a cluster of floating platforms in Orison.
And you are there to kill these sort of lieutenants of this terrorist organization and take back control. So in our current thinking, Siege of Orison is designed for about a 15 to 20 people fire team. So you, your friends, or your org will go in, you'll all have sort of dedicated roles. Some of you might be the tank who brings in the heavy weapons and sort of pulls the fire. Some of you might sit at the back and be the sniper and pick people off who are a bit further to make the advance easier. Some of you will be the medic whose sole job is going to be revive and look after the rest of your team and the health of them. And some of you will be the people who push for the objectives to try and get sort of most of the mission done. The event was designed for about 15 to 30 people, but when we released it, we fixed the problem with 2 DGSs on one server that was fighting for resources. And with that, we also upped the player count to 100. So when it first debuted, it was already too full for what it was designed for.
It was a massive operation at the time. I think that bringing it back and giving it a refresher will be a fantastic addition back into the PU.
So imagine if Siege
can't shoot
was
the fucking
instance
Azov.
that you could go in and play solo.
It doesn't work
or
for me.
if it was a public event that you could go with your friends, or you could join up with random players on the server. There's lots of ways that we want to take a look at Siege, how we can make it a more approachable piece of content.
Wow, this is cool.
I'm excited, to say the least, to bring back Siege of Orison to Star Citizen.
It would be
to sort of
better if they
have
showed
it
us
be
the
one
work
of
in
the
progress,
first
because
tests
the
that we have for
original
instancing
footage for it
and
sucked.
really get it back to sort of a core experience point where it should be. So while the next season is quite heavily focused on Nyx, I'm also very happy that we're not really ignoring our other 2 systems of Standard and Pyro, and we're going back there and we're sort of improving and expanding on the player's life in those 2 systems as well.
Yeah, instancing is interesting. I was hardcore against
and while
it at
things
first.
like Genesis, interstellar hauling, crafting, Siege of Orison, and more will reveal next year, will continue to bring life into the existing universe.
No, I think it
outside of
has
Nyx.
its place.
There's
Certain
still
events and
one more
things,
exciting
instancing will
use
make
for
way more
instancing
sense.
We're building right now.
But it shouldn't be
It's
everywhere.
an early look than normal, and some of it is still in white box. But we're excited to share the first look at a major content release of 2026, and what it means for progression-based gameplay. As an evolution of our Building Interior initiative, you won't discover it by accident, because when it's complete, it will be found deep within the heart of Levski itself. This is the Municipal Works.
Municipal Works, okay. They were talking about
So
this.
they moved it from ArcCorp.
So inside
Yeah.
the facility, you'll find huge vaporization chambers,
Or they can use the
Old
assets once they
processing
do this to do ArcCorp as well.
industrial tunnels, and eventually into the old turbines, which are still pumping heat into the old rock.
So this is the true history of Levski. This is a place where you
Is
won't
the
see
tank guy?
Norville, you won't see 918 or the other landing zone. It's the pure basis of Levski. You will have, of course, metal and tunnels and
As I
more
say, I think he
structural
got so upset he
plays, but you
quit
will
and
also
left.
see a lot of
People were making fun of
rock
him.
and cave. So it's not a place you go to take vacation. It's really a place you go to fix stuff.
Not everybody has what it takes to come down there and do the job that needs to be done.
All of your sewage systems have stopped working. Everything's going to quite literally. And so the player is tasked with their group, most likely, to go into there, take out the outlaws, and get the facility working again.
So let me get this straight. This is literally a mission to fix the toilets of Levski.
It's not just the toilets. You're also trying to turn on the air. Air is a bit more important. It still works in Levski, but they have like maybe
I
polluted
don't.
air
If
because
we
it's
have
not
no
being cleaned
toilets, air
properly.
means nothing
It's
to
not
me.
just for the toilet.
Poop mission.
It's also a little bit more exciting than just going into like some vents. It's like a free layered system where there's 3 chapters.
This will be mission driven and repeatable. Everything from mining to salvage to combat to investigation, a variety of roles. Narratively, it's a real sandbox. Every progression you do will unlock a new area that will link back to previous areas, complexifying the play space.
We've been wanting to have more gameplay around landing zones for a long time. Now that we have instancing tech coming online, that allows us to do something that provides really cool gameplay close to a landing zone.
With the missions, that's what will create different overlays or change the spaces or change the progression.
On to
Will
us.
be the instancing, which will enable us to create tailored content to you and your group. So you're going to be able to play a part of it, make your progress, and then log off. And then the next time you come online,
Not all
you'll be
people
able
are
to pick up where you left
spamming
off.
base building
It's going to allow players to
in Star Citizen chat.
return back to it at different
Oh, we
states,
want it. I'm sure that's
depending on
the
how
thing
much
they'll
you've
leave us
progressed, and
with.
be able to keep it going until you've reached sort of the end of the whole 3 chapters.
Where you're not going to have other people getting in your way. It's you, your team, your party.
It's a way of giving players content where they know exactly where they're at and they can keep going back to it and improving sort of their own progress and ability to jump through them in faster and faster times as well.
So that's a look at how we'll be allowing players and developers alike to create more crafted experiences within the greater sandbox of the persistent universe. Okay, is that it for me at this point, Jared?
Almost. Throw it back to me, and I've got one more for you after this.
Back to you, Jared.
All right, so we got one more section, and it better be baseball. I'd like it to be engineering too, but I guess that's.
All right, good time for a bathroom break.
Yeah, just think of that.
Go ahead, boys. I'll hold it down. I have an iron bladder.
Everybody's really excited about the year ahead. So that's a brief look at some of the ways in which we're allowing you and our developers to craft a more curated Star Citizen experience. Now, at this point in the show, we are in the home stretch. We've got only one more segment to go. But before we do that, we wanted to check out, we said earlier in the show that we would look at what you were saying during the show. We looked at how to put YouTube comments on the stream, and it was immediately apparent that we were going to lose our broadcast license, so we're not going to do that. We did find some social media stuff on Twitch, though, or not Twitter, X. What is it called now? Let's see what this says. Let's see. We've got Welcome Back Levski from, I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh, no. Oh, time to suit up. Let's go get him.
Oh shit! I'm a bad. Look at that. I'm a bad content creator. I'm not
the other game,
tweeting
Oscar.
during CitizenCon.
Let's see.
Actually, I fucking hate social media.
Mom?
I refuse to do it.
Let's see. First CitizenCon after playing for almost a decade in Austin. Oh, nice.
I think
Straight
social
outta
media
Klesher,
is like
back to
responsible
the
for
Hex. Photos from
a lot of
Leicestershire.
negative
Thanks,
out
Dave. Is
there
that
in
Leicestershire?
humanity right now.
Lester? I've only been in the UK for 3.5 years. At San Jose Bar Citizen Watch Party. Oh, somebody created a lovely Vandal mask there. Sean Tracy, can we get that in game? Just that, exactly. Just scan that, put that in game. All right, so that's a few reactions we're seeing on social media right now.
Then share my content.
Before we get
please.
to our big finale, or the thing we're going to wrap up the show with today, I did want to talk a little bit about big CitizenCon versus digital CitizenCon versus what we're doing today, which is CitizenCon Direct. Every year, CitizenCon is a monumental task for any number of people, whether that's development, marketing, the support teams, the platform teams. Everybody comes together to make this thing happen and go off, hopefully without a hitch. And so far, we've been doing all right, other than some stuff in the room here. You know who you are. They had to know. But doing CitizenCon is not always the easiest thing for our developers. You might not assume this, but most game developers are not social butterflies. They tend to like to sit quietly in the dark at their computers, like little goblins, and just make digital virtual worlds like this. And then I come in all happy and like, hey, you want to be on video? And they're like, no. And I'm like, it's in your contract. And they're like, oh yeah. So we thought, we usually do it behind the scenes afterwards, but we thought we'd do a little bit of it here. The folks in the editorial department put together a brief montage of some of the more candid moments from the filming of CitizenCon over the last couple weeks. So we're going to spend 2 minutes and take a look at that. Let's see what they put together.
It's like just singling some people out.
How many CitizenCons have you performed in now?
Performed? Just the one. Nope. My first
This,
one.
I was gonna say this better not be the
year.
last section. Damn it, Jared.
8 or 9?
But it's
Maybe
not.
9 or 10?
Never.
Filler.
Man, I don't
Fuck.
know, man.
Like, we didn't need filler.
Yes, I was completely terrified.
It was good. Bit stressful.
The first live one, I was a mess.
Weird combination of going from insane highs to insane lows.
Yeah, live events are hard.
It's over.
Okay.
The live ones are pretty special.
Pre-sap's always fun, but
Brevity,
live events are
gentlemen,
special. aren't
brevity.
they?
Remember we were at that weird crack house in Ancos?
I mean, it takes me literally
Oh, I mean, I love these digital
forever
ones.
to make
These
a
are the
video.
best.
So
I
every
get
time
that
I've done it, it has been a
times
digital
1,000.
one, and I'd like to do one on stage.
Is it because you have a restraining order against you, or?
Didn't know if I was going to be sick, if I was going to lose my stomach.
How hard is it to keep your eyes open on stage?
That's another problem with the lights. They're kind of, I'm realizing through this sentence that I'm closing my eyes as I speak. Do I do that a lot?
I am a very shy individual, so this is me just trying to get out of my shell.
Getting the crowd to react to the ideas that we've been working on for so long.
We can react. Watch. Everybody. Yay!
I can feel your passion from here.
He's got an interesting job. I think anybody that
That guy's got a huge head.
Count you down, like, you've got 30 seconds. I'm like, do I stand up? Do I sit down? Do I
I
drink?
missed it.
Do I not? Do I
I was reading
talk?
the chat.
This will be the best one yet. That's right.
All right, whatever.
Because it's nice and short.
All right, I'm done.
Is this all supposed
2
to be
minutes
usable
is 2 minutes too long, Jared.
No.
All I have to say is putting on events is hard.
Of all your nicknames, why is Moistmaster your favorite?
I think you mean least favorite because it has the
His
word
eyes are closed.
moist in it. I mean, come on.
I had a friend
We'll give
like
you a
that
new nickname by
in
the end of this.
Sounds good.
grade school. Every time he
Alright.
smiled, his eyes
Let's get
closed because
started.
his cheeks were big. Not making fun of the guy.
So
Remember
for
the one
those
day
of
he's
you
like, I think
watching
I'm
at
losing
home or at the
weight.
watch
He's like,
parties,
because when
you're
I
like,
smile,
"Why
I
are
can
we
still
showing that?"
see.
I put that in there because I'm
Okay.
eternally grateful for all of the CIG staff and developers who take the time to appear on these things, whether it's ISC, SCL, CitizenCon, walk on stage, be pre-recorded. It's not the easiest thing for everybody. And on behalf of the community, if I
Okay.
can speak for them in this
Yes,
regard,
thank you for
I
putting
wanna
on
say
this
thank
thing. I'll
for
reward you
participating
with
in
a
these
ship
things
purchase
each and
later.
every year that we have them. Now, let's wrap things up here. So, let's see, how do I want to do this? At this point, we've only got one major story left to tell. But before we do that, we wanted to do one more check-in on something we started last year. Last year, Rich Tyler took the stage and presented his roadmap to 1.0. And we didn't want to go an entire year without talking to the senior game director himself to get his update on that 1 year later. So we're going to throw it to him.
Okay, here we go. This will be
and
interesting.
We're going to go to our last segment, and when we come back, we'll say our goodbyes. And if you're at a watch party, it's time to get. I was going to say that's not a word I can say on camera. Let's just go. Let's just throw it back to me.
It's time to
go
get
to me
down.
from 1 week ago.
Hold on, I got something for this.
Shit-faced.
You've just lost the fight for your right to
Last year,
party.
Senior Game Director Rich Tyrer took to the stage and revealed our plan for 1.0. Now, before we end this year's CitizenCon Direct, we wanted to take a few moments and follow up on that reveal from last year, to do as we've done today and look at the year ahead.
This is probably the most
So,
important
Rich,
part.
thanks for taking the time to join us.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Everybody knows the only constant in game development is change. So I'm going to ask you outright, what's changed about the road to 1.0?
Well, fortunately, nothing. It still remains our North Star.
Nice.
The team is busy working towards that goal in the background, and every patch this year has moved us towards that goal. And if you haven't watched the Star Citizen 1.0 presentation
like
from
that
last year,
sweater,
I highly
yeah.
recommend you do so, because everything in it is still relevant as of today.
You mentioned every patch this year has moved us towards that goal, so I want to dig deeper into that. We've done, at this point, 9 releases in this year, more than any year prior. How does each one of these not just sit as their own moment in time, but move us forward on this road to 1.0?
Well, last year I discussed the framework of 1.0, how all those complex systems can tie together. And one of the core aspects of that was the main story, which became the spine of the universe, which brought all of the locations, mission givers, guilds, and all the different areas of the game to the players. Now, what I didn't talk about from last year was all of the content that was going to support that framework, add the flesh to the bones, should we say. And I think that's where this year has moved us towards that goal. If you think about previous events of previous years, they've generally been locations that we've put into the verse, but they've been transient. We've taken them away, like Siege of Orison or Zenithreat. We've added them to game, and then they've been moved away. And I think with the addition of the patches this year, when you look at the Hathor facility,
Hey, I agree with
Onyx
this. This is a good
facility,
take.
these are permanent additions to the world that not only have their own story, as when we release them with the patches, but they'll also become points of interest and areas that the larger 1.0 narrative will utilize.
Since we're on story, I'm going to stay with this here. Since we launched the PU back in 2015, it's always been this sandbox where players can do what they want. They can bring their own story to the verse, and that'll never change. But how important is it that we also build this concurrent narrative of our own, this crafted experience, if you will, alongside that?
Well, we're trying to create a living, breathing universe. And that includes both the player stories that you mentioned, that they can go and enjoy and create their own memories together. But it also means that we want to have a universe that gives back. We want areas and locations to feel like they're believable and real life locations. And if you look throughout this year and the patches that we've worked towards, we've had an overarching story that's moved from patch to patch, and we're going through some of those cycles right now. We've also been introducing mission content that has fully voiced dialogue and facial animation, which allows us to inject some of the meaning and the why to what you are doing as a player. And I think story is integral to Star Citizen as a connective tissue that ties all of these different complex systems together, because it takes players on that journey throughout the game.
To see this big turn this year to start injecting story into the verse, I think people are really responding to it. So everybody knows, and you mentioned just now, that this year we changed a whole lot about how we operate and how we release things. How do you think that's gone?
I think it's gone very well. I think if the mantra that I've always been pushing this year at the beginning of January was patch always goes. And I think this year has seen a different development strategy for how we've been moving the game forward.
100%.
That's where this different strategy has allowed
If
us
you haven't checked
to
the
really
PG
take
updates
a
up.
wider approach. And we also have to remember that Star Citizen is
What a
played
waste
by
of a segment.
tens of
He's literally
thousands of
saying nothing
players
new.
every day. And while we have lofty future goals, we still have to make decisions right now that make the game fun for the people that are playing it all the time, of playing it as their daily game.
So he's
If you look at previous
essentially
years, we've had to hold a
admitting
patch
they're
back,
running a
we've had
live
to
service game
make
that's already released without
concessions,
saying it.
mainly due to around a feature may not been ready or right to
This
go
is a
into
video
there.
I've wanted to
3
do for a
months,
while.
4 months, sometimes 5 months between patches.
Exactly, and I don't think that's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for the players. I don't think it's
It's
good
also
for
why
the
I
development
like the new
team.
content
I
strategy,
think
to
it's
be honest.
better to have regular cadence of drops. One good example is this year for A Line of Mine. People probably don't know, but a line of mine, when you turned on the laser, it was actually supposed to reveal the sandworm Valakar. And I played it, and it didn't hit the quality that I wanted to go into the game. So we changed, and I took it out, and I made that decision alongside Chris and Erin.
The new Chris
we
Roberts.
held that back, and we're going to work on that
I'm here
towards
for it.
a future patch. But I think definitely the more regular cadences has had the multiple benefits, and like I said, I want to dispel a myth right here, right now. Like, features are still being worked on quite heavily in the background, from radar and scanning in FPS, the new quantum, to inventory, engineering and crafting, and all of those features are going to be coming very, very soon for players to get their hands on. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and say that if I was to go back to the start of the year, I would hope that we would have released more features. But I also think every decision we've made this year has been through the lens of making the live experience as stable and as good as possible.
Absolutely. All right, so that's a bit about the year before. And the year before has been, I've said this before, I've said it internally, I've said it out there, I'm going to say it right now again on camera. I think this has been the best year of Star Citizen ever.
100%.
And I'm willing to look right into the camera and say
100%.
that. The player numbers are up, engagement numbers are up, the length of the play.
He was about to say, fight me.
Bug numbers are down,
I'd fight him.
30K is gone. It's been a solid year. But CitizenCon isn't CitizenCon without talking about the future. So I want to move us to the future. We've talked about story. We've talked about this more diegetic, immersive universe and adding voice lines and stuff like this. But where do we go from here? Obviously that continues, but what more are we going to do to make this universe seem alive and real and breathing?
I think the biggest thing is to start having that conversation be two-way. So if you think about this year, like you mentioned, we've been having fully voiced NPCs, but a lot of those missions and those NPCs, they're talking to you, they're talking at you.
Right.
You don't get to talk back to them. Now, obviously, you get to interact with them through your actions. You get to go and do their mission, and you get to move that along, and then they talk to you again. But it's a one-way conversation.
We're missing that conversation wheel.
Exactly. The next part would be physical mission givers. That's something that we're going to be working towards very soon, with Battaglia being the first one coming back in the verse. And just to be clear, we will be bringing all the mission givers eventually back, and we want them to be an integral part of the verse and the story that players go and enjoy. We want the locations to be brought to life, and as we mentioned last year, we want to have interactive scenes that you can go and be part of. And obviously the full end goal is towards, you know, to have cinematic stories in the game, and that is what we're going to be pushing towards. Everything we do, every decision we make is through the lens of moving us closer to 1.0. It might sometimes be difficult to see why those decisions have been made at the time they've been made, but rest assured that Star Citizen 1.0 is still our North Star. That's what we're still aiming towards, and that's what we're going to be moving forward with every patch next year as well.
And remembering when mission givers were first introduced, they sometimes became a bottleneck. Is there a role in instancing, which we learned about earlier today? Is there a role for instancing in that, in helping with mission givers?
Yes, partially. It will be one mechanism that will allow us to have players go to their own individual area of the verse, have that conversation, and then go and continue on into the open world environment. So I think that's where, when we look at instancing provides us one tool that allows us to remove that bottleneck.
I kind of dig it. Like, I see all the angles of that. I could make a pretty interesting video.
That's
on
one of
that.
our last topics I want
Right.
to
Instancing.
If you're trying to talk to the
how we reconcile
mission giver, and then there's a guy there, it's
with the
Well,
persistent
exactly.
universes.
It gives you a
for the
much
last
better
10
player
years
experience.
Now we've been building this giant, seamless, persistent universe where everybody can come in and play together, and it would be easy to have a first instinct reaction to the idea of instancing and say that's antithetical to everything that Star Citizen is. But you mentioned last year these three pillars of building Star Citizen in the PU, and I want to know, you said nothing changed, but I want to ask you about this specifically. What are those three pillars again, and how does instancing fit within the greater design of Star Citizen?
So the three pillars I mentioned last year were open world. That's just like the missions you love today. You can go and play, there's other players there, and you can go and enjoy that together. Then we have instancing, which I'll talk a bit about more. But similar to municipal works that we've talked about previously. And then the third pillar was dynamic content, which would be content that's generated by the activities of the players. And I think it's very easy to become myopic around one specific thing when we're talking about it a lot, when it's the next stage of our development. And I think you could reverse it. If we'd have made a game that was all instance, and then I'd come on camera and said, hey guys, we're going to start doing it open world, it would be like, oh, is the game changing? Are we doing open world now? Is open world the new North Star that's going to take us this way? And it's not. It's just one more tool that's going to allow us to offer different and dynamic experiences for players to go and engage in. Now, when I talk about instancing isn't always what you'd imagine as a solo instance experience where it's only just you. We're going to have several different versions of instances. Some are going to be closed instances, which will be like the new player experience. We'll be able for you to go in by yourself, for us to teach you the ropes in a safe environment so that you can understand how to play.
That's
the
totally
complex
needed.
game that we've made. But we'll also have open instances like a cantina or a bar where we might say, hey, we only want 50 people to come in here because we've got mission givers and we've got other NPCs who we can talk to.
See,
and you would just
that
walk
fucking
in and
makes
it would be
sense.
seamless. You wouldn't know that there was an instance. It's not going to get a loading screen. You would just seamlessly walk into that location. It would be full of other players and NPCs, and you can go and enjoy the content. And that's, I think, something that instancing is going to provide us. It's going to give us a tool to offer different dynamic content, or curated content, as I'd say. It allows us to create experiences that are different to the open world experiences that we've already made. And it's not to say that we won't continue our open world development or only do instance content. It's going to be a mix. And like I said, this is one of the pillars that will move us towards 1.0. We will eventually work on dynamic content that will move us towards 1.0, and all three of those pillars will interweave to create the full Star Citizen experience.
Like I said, it makes sense because like
All
the,
right, so we've hit
the
a lot of
infrastructure of the verse
the
does
bigger
not
topics, the feature work,
support
engineering, and
30,000
FPS
people
crafting,
coming to
tech
Orison.
previews
You know what I
and
mean?
Stuff like this. We've talked about instancing and how that's going to work within the universe. But I want to ask you this.
Stations
one
would need to
last
be
big
50
one.
times bigger.
It's very easy to say Star Citizen is this kind of game and that kind of game. Those of us who spend our days making it know better. It's an everything game. It's everything we can make it game. It just is. But at the core of this is still spaceships. That life of spaceships. What more can you tell us about spaceship gameplay in the future? What can you give us? What can you tee up for us to look forward to for those of us who are really into Star Citizen for the spaceships?
Our intentions going forward are to make sure that every ship or ship archetype that you acquire has a role and has content that you can go and enjoy in the universe. For example, right now I know that we're working on more robust mining missions, more robust salvage missions. We're going to be working on refueling missions. And we want to make sure that each and every one of the ship has a purpose and has a reason to exist in the game. That's from the smallest Argo MPUV, as well as ground vehicles, all the way up to the large capital ships. We want to give them purpose, and I think it's something that we are absolutely aware of. We want to make sure that we're building that spectrum of content to allow players to go and engage in, and I think 2026 is going to be a very good year for Star Citizen, and I think there's going to be something that's very interesting and something that a lot of people have been waiting for, but rather than me spoil it, I'll let Ian and the team go into the details on that.
Oh, here we go, base
Yeah,
building.
twinkle in his eye. Ian, take it away.
All right. Thank God that wasn't the last section. People would have been pissed. Oh.
So the persistent universe has existed for over 10 years now. During that time, we've created lots of gameplay systems, we've added hundreds of locations, we've added lots of mission activities for different purposes: combat, cargo, mining, salvaging. But for combat ships, the only thing you've been able to do is fight other combat ships. In 2026, this changes. We're going to be delivering a spaceship-focused activity space which incentivizes the use of different gameplay roles These are going to be scenarios where you're going to have to plan and strategize and create operational tactics to overcome your objective.
Already.
So what you're going to see is very early. It's early in the pipeline process, and it's going to come online about mid next year. But we're really excited about the content we're creating, so we want to share with you a super early look at what we're building.
I think it's more like
in a space
large
we're
fleet
calling
battles.
Tactical strike groups.
Which is combined arms.
Well, there's no ground portion of it.
I mean,
I get what you're
to
saying.
the bottom of what this new faction is really doing in the Nyx system.
I always
They've
thought
sent a
combined
capital
arms
ship
were
to
both.
check out a station and run it into more than they can take care of themselves.
Unfortunately, that team came under attack and members of their groups were taken hostage. Now they've reached out to Intersec, who've reached out to you to help recover the pilot. Of course, it's
Fair warning.
unwise to do this alone.
Nobody
so
who's
we're gonna
betrayed
put
us
a
has
team
ever
together
survived.
to attack the station.
When you arrive, you will have this big asteroid, kind of broken asteroid, and on this you will have this space where you will find
Oh,
three
it is combined
big,
arms.
big
Nice.
arms.
Fight your way
You
in,
will
get
see
in
at
there.
the
This is
middle,
fucking
you will
awesome.
have this big energy core. Everything here has a purpose. It's not just for the show, just something nice to see.
You'll see a People's Alliance-owned Idris that's just on the outside, and it's going to be getting harassed by this unknown faction that you have met before.
So your first objective here is to clear out the ships. There'll be waves of these ships, so this is where you want your light or your medium or your heavy fighters, whichever playstyle you prefer.
Alright, blaster.
So
Take 'em
while
out.
one part of your group is dealing with the fighters, now it's time to actually assault the station.
I suck at flying, so I'm gonna have to be on the capital ship.
This station has been outfitted to resist all of the obvious way of attacks.
Somehow they've incorporated Vanduul capital ship killing turrets.
Oh,
These turrets ignore
nice.
small fighters, and they have the firepower to destroy even the biggest capital ships.
Your Polaris and your Idris, if you get it close, it will get shredded. The idea of these is so we can sort of
Has there been a
make it so we can mix
glimpse
up
of a
that ship
Perseus in the
combat, and
background?
Not everyone can just bring the biggest ship and win just because they have the biggest ship.
You have to send out your best pilots to navigate the superstructure and take down anything that may damage your bigger ships.
Alright, well this is giving me a reason to practice flying.
So at this point you're thinking, destroy the turrets.
I just want to get the
But
new flight
it's
model
not
though,
that easy.
before I really dig into it.
This turret has shields that you've never seen before. It won't take any kind of damage. Your missiles won't do anything, your lasers won't do anything, your ballistics won't do anything to them. But like everything, they do have a weakness. You have to cut the power to their shields. To do that, that actually brings you to your first objective, the power relays.
Dude, now this is fucking cool. I like this kind of
So
shit.
the exterior has a number of power relays that are holding.
There's some
the
glowing
lowest
red power relays.
You have to find them, you have to target them, and you have to destroy them.
Red is
But
dangerous.
It may not be as easy as it seems.
Here's our first wrinkle. The power relays have their own shields that are resistant to energy-based attacks.
We know how much you like using laser repeaters, but so do these guys.
Capital ship can't get close enough because of the turrets.
So ships with explosive or ballistic ordnance will be needed here. That's torpedo ships like your Retaliator or Gladiator.
Hell yeah,
Or even
baby.
another fighter with ballistics loadout.
Tally's on me.
Time to dust off the
tally.
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Once the power relays have been taken down, the station opens up.
And this is where things get really cool.
Now it's time for you to fly your ship inside the
Except the
station.
Eclipse is
Yeah.
19 times better.
You, in your ship, fly into the superstructure of this station.
How cool is that?
Oh my god, we're doing the Death
I
Star.
feel like this is a proud dad moment. Thank you, Jared.
We're just gonna call it what it is. It's a trench run.
Let's do it. Okay, guys, I gotta practice my flying. Can't let you fly boys have all the fun.
So as you enter the structure,
Oh, hell yeah.
you'll see cooling units along the sides that you'll need to take out.
Okay, this is fucking cool.
There's
Holy
3 farms to the
fuck.
station that have these trenches. You'll
I
fly
foresee
in
a
one,
lot
and
of
then
blowing
you'll
up.
door in the center, and then you'll
This
loop
is
out
just as
another
bad as it was, like
You're either
tight
gonna
wise.
do it multiple
And
times, or you need to bring friends.
Rebel Assault. You ever play that?
At this point, the core
Rebel
is still
Assault 2. I
protected, so
cannot
these
get
are
past the
essentially
board where you try to
strafing
fly the
routes.
Falcon out of an asteroid. It's like this, only, you know, fucking
Objects
arcade
to
controls from
avoid.
the
You're
90s.
going to have to be able to dodge. You're going to have to move quickly. You need an agile ship.
It looked like it. They weren't very big.
That you're targeting is emitting lots of distortion damage.
That's not much bigger than Womfrat.
So once the cooling units are out, that exposes the core to overheat, which means that you can attack it from the inside and also from exhaust ports on the outside of the station.
Exhaust
said
ports?
exhaust ports.
And just takes a whole lot of damage.
All right.
Oh my god, that's fucking Star Wars, dude. What the fuck? Did you see that?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome, Blaster. Embrace it.
Once the power core goes down, the turrets come down, and then the capital ships can get closer.
The capital ships tear
Why
its
is that
ass
important?
open.
Because during all of this, you spend a lot of ammo and munitions and ballistics, and you're going to want to top up.
This is where we're gonna get our new feature in: ship hangar refueling and rearming.
There we go.
You're gonna be able to land in the hangar of select ships and be able to use the same interface as you are right now at stations to refuel and rearm.
It's specifically for ships like the Idris and the Polaris and other ships that are designed to have other ships land inside them.
Of course, it'll be more than just those 2 ships, and you'll find out more once we get closer to release. But this is a
Liberator.
really important feature that we're really excited to get out.
Yeah, the
If you're not bringing your own Idris,
Drake
the
one too.
Alliance has a Idris there that
What's it
can
called?
provide
Kraken?
a safe port in a storm.
The Kraken, yeah.
I don't think
set
the
back
Kraken
up
will be
and
out
head
till
back
27.
And
No?
it's a good thing that
Oh.
you've rearmed and refueled too, because now another group of ships is coming to attack the People's Alliance Idris.
I just want the new Quantum. I want the new flight model. Then I can really
So
dive
while
into
the
the
fighters are
shit.
protecting the Idris, what's happening at the station? Well, that's where the dropships come in.
Because I think it's too on the nose.
It's gonna take a huge group. Holy fuck.
Plus the Scorpius is wide as shit. I don't think you could really fit in that
belong
thing.
to this unknown faction.
The tunnel they
You've
showed.
got to open a hangar door which will allow you to release captives from the station.
This is okay. This is cool. Sean Tracy is a genius. He was talking about
Open the
needing these
doors
type of
and that
activities
person's
years
taken
ago.
off, you've just got to make sure they get to safety.
So at this point, all of this sounds pretty simple, but there's an additional
They're
complication.
dropping master modes, Horatio.
So up until this point, it's just been you versus the enemies in the station.
And the way that your
But
ship
the enemies in the station have
moves
their
and
own
turns is
enemies.
going to be different. You need to have a forward
The
thrust
Vandal
vector,
neighbors who
essentially,
really
to do
don't like
anything.
these guys for some reason will come in and wreak havoc on everything.
It's
not gonna
it's sort of
discriminate
like
between you
atmospheric
and
flight
the station.
in space, but
They're
and I think it's a good go. If it
When
makes
you,
it feel better.
Alert the Vandal by destroying the power core.
Like
that
play
the
X-Wing versus
station's
TIE
now
Fighter. It feels
vulnerable.
awesome.
You're on a time limit.
That's what you want.
Vandal are coming. They're going to come hard. They're going to keep coming. You're going to have one hell of a fight.
Oh. A king ship. There it is.
God, here we go.
I don't really want. I do not want. I mean,
Tactical strike groups. I'm personally so invested in this. So throughout 2025, we created a variety of content. Some of it was
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
focused on FPS combat. So personally, driving a more vehicle-based experience was very important to me. This is a defining statement that I want to do in 2026. We're a spaceship game. There are prized possessions to the objects we fall in love with. This is the content we want to create, which creates scenarios and roles for you to use those spaceships. We won't get to all roles initially, but we should see this as a landmark, a position where we can see a gameplay space which incentivizes the use of different ships and scenarios
that's-
to
That's
clear
awesome.
objectives, and complete missions in a variety of roles.
Yeah, because right now it's always
And in
just
the
been
future,
about like take the best
we
and
can
do
use
it.
this to expand on. So I hope you're all just as excited as I am for tactical strike groups. They're gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, so like that same gameplay will eventually roll into the capital ship gameplay, right? So you have shields that your fighters can't do shit to. So you're gonna need bombers to take out your shield generators and then, you know, open it up. It'll be fucking awesome. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I got you.
Power bases.
Come on, Jared, just drop us
Why
the
do you
last
still
teaser.
have the puppet? John, come home. All right, so tactical strike groups. You know, it's been a long road for the last
So we did
10
get a
years
reveal,
that
I was
PU's been
wrong.
around. We've done lots to build stuff for mining ships and for salvage ships, and as Rich said, we're currently building out even more for those, and our first refueling missions coming online in 2026. But combat missions. Oh,
Aaron Roberts.
hi, Aaron Roberts.
Ladies and
Aaron
gentlemen.
Roberts.
It sounds like a
But
space game.
finally having enough of the foundation in place that we can begin to build real spaceship operations.
Fuck yeah.
Hesitation, you know,
And that's the other thing you're not thinking about. Like, there's all the people inside those capital ships
that's why we're
too,
ending the show this
running
year,
them. And
with that.
Fuck
So
yeah.
yeah, that's been CitizenCon Direct. Thank you for taking the time to share this with us. Again, this is just a glimpse at some of what's coming in 2026. I've seen the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat like, oh, you're spoiling everything. I promise, we ain't. So before we let you go, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as with every CitizenCon, the last word shouldn't be mine. It should belong to our founders and CEO. So take it away, Chris Roberts.
all right, Chris, give me
I
some
hope
baseball.
you enjoyed this glimpse into some of what the team is cooking for the near future. Of course, we're not going to spoil everything that's currently in progress, and many features
he have a
we haven't
stroke?
discussed today are in active
And I say that
development,
respectfully.
like base building, social, and trade tools that are very much a priority. These, along with bringing the final
No, he's always
features
looked
for
like that.
Squadron 42 into the persistent universe, will make next year the most exciting yet for Star Citizen. Finally, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone at CIG for working so tirelessly and with so much passion to deliver something that is already special and will only get more so as we continue. And of course, to all of you for making all this possible with your support and feedback. We couldn't do this without all of you, something that I and the team appreciate every day. We are very lucky to be allowed the time and the money to build a game of all of our dreams, something that is only more apparent as the video game business becomes more monolithic. We are one of the few large independents left standing, and there is no way we would be allowed to dream as big as we are on an original game and take the time to achieve that
I mean,
dream
for
if
all
we
the
are
people
part
that
or
bitch
funded
about
by
this
any
game.
of the few remaining mega
I'll
game
get to it.
companies.
Let
So
him say
thank
so.
you.
Thank you,
And I
Chris.
look forward to seeing you all in the verse this coming year.
What a moment. Now give me some base building. Damn it. Well, come on. There's got to be a teaser. You got to tease me, you dicks. All right, that's it.
It's over.
All right. So
Base building this year.
No, but one thing I want to say, I want to address this because you know that all the articles are going to come out and say Star Citizen is doing this and this, but where's X, where's Y, where's Z? Dude, all you have to do is look at the state of the games industry and companies like EA, right? First, let me put on a better background. We don't need the countdown timer anymore. I'll turn that off.
I'm not gonna go get a set of that super heavy armor. That should look badass, like fucking RoboCop.
Yeah, so we'll do this. I don't know what CitizenCon banner is that I put up there. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. But like, what I want to say is like the state of the video game industry is in a really dire place right now. I mean, like EA just got bought out by the Saudis. Let me make sure I pause this. Okay. Auto played an Asmongold video, but like the video game industry is in a shitty place right now. Like as consumers, we don't necessarily have great choices. There's a lot of games out there that have content that really panders to nobody, pushing agendas and shit like that we don't want to see in the games. Like, and you may find this soapbox rant to be annoying, but believe it or not, people are going to have opinions that may diverge from yours. But I think that hopefully, you know, as an intelligent person, we can still like a person even if they don't agree with literally everything that we agree with. I see games like Dragon Age, the Veilguard, and stuff like that that are just not delivering on their core experience. And then I see something like Star Citizen that's trying to do something completely transformational in the space for us. And you're not going to always agree with all the takes that they have, clearly. But I really respect the shit out of, like, just trying to do it. Just trying to say, fuck you, and it's okay to fail. You know, like, we're going to try this. You know, our people want to do it. And let's see what would happen. And for a long time, there were a lot of people that were like, oh, you can never do this. Oh, server meshing doesn't work. And, you know, you can't do anything like that. I remember there was one piece of concept art. Maybe I'll make a video about it. That people used to look at. It was like a tower in the distance with kind of like a meadow field in front of it and a spaceship going towards it. And it looked amazing. And people were like, oh, you'll never see anything like that in the game. Well, today, CitizenCon Direct, I fucking saw something kind of similar to that in the game. And it's just like, eventually, if you have enough talent and you give them the rein to work on it, you can get there. Now, I'm not saying that CIG is perfect. I'm not saying that they spent all the money in a, you know, responsible manner. I can never know that, right? I can't say, oh, it should take a year to do base building. Who the fuck knows? Nobody's done it like at this scale before. It's not like there's a blueprint to follow. But I can say that I'm really happy that we have this game and this experience for us to, like, go through. And yeah, I'm still going to be critical of it. You're going to get my videos that say, like, you know, Pyro lacks substance and stuff like that, because it does. And there's always going to be things I can nitpick about it. There'll be things I enjoy. There'll be things that I like. But overall, I'm so happy that we have the opportunity to have a game like this, because otherwise you're getting whatever EA and the Saudis want you to play, and it's not always a great experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's open it up to questions. Let's talk a little bit. Guys, sorry about being on my soapbox. I'm off of it now. we can all talk again. So, gentlemen, what'd you think? Satisfied?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all
Simple
in for
answer?
that. All in for that. What did they call it? The not combined arms. The fleet activity at the end there.
Yeah, the fleet activity.
With the trench run and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, all in for that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. See, like, hidden in between the lines for me, I kind of talked about during it. For me to get into the point that I want to start seriously practicing to become good as a pilot and in a fighter, I want the flight model locked down. Like, I do not want to waste my time with stuff that's not going to work. And that was kind of like why I never did it even back in like 2018, because they were always like, oh, we're going to be changing the flight model. And I think maybe, I don't know what happened with the legacy development fleet. They were a group that put out a lot of videos on like pilot training and stuff. They don't seem to be active anymore that I can tell. Hopefully I'm not slandering them. They can put it in the comments if they are. But like those kind of groups that were all dedicated to like high-end flight, I don't know if they lost interest or diverged or whatever, but I'm interested in that kind of shit. Horatio, I would go back and look at all of the inside Star Citizens. There haven't been a lot over the last year. They're releasing one about like every month plus. But there was one where they talked about ditching master modes and how they want to change that entirely. The leak people have gotten the control surfaces to work since it's in the game code. Don't ask me how. I have a feeling that there's somebody on the dev team that's coordinating with them and using like an internal build for them to like play around with to see how the surfaces work. It's very interesting. So like atmospheric flight kind of works like planes, where you have elevators and rudders and stuff, and that's really exciting. Yeah, let's check that out. You do Vandal Swarm for practice. It makes sense. I mean, like I never had the. I did it a little bit with the Gladiator. I was playing around with it because I saw the Gladiator and I got all nostalgic. I think I made that video. We just found one in the wild. It was like in Zolo's Idris, we like showed up. I'm like, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Long time. All right, sorry, I'm still talking so much. I'm excited. Let's see what else. New ships. Any interest in those, guys? I haven't had a chance to look at this since I'm streaming.
For in-game purchase, man. I've already got my fleet. I'm not going to spend more money on this game, really, unless something really is game-changing.
Gotcha.
And like I gotta have it now type thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, usually these ships that they don't make them available for purchase in game right away, so people can't just buy them in game, you know. But none of these ships are that to me. I don't know about you.
All right. I think my Asgard is crying out to be updated, so I think that's
the only thing that I mean, for you that can melt a ship to buy a ship.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not buying any of these ships with new money because I'm not excited by them. I'll have to look at somebody else's. I think as a subscriber, I'll get them, for a month to look at. So I'll have to look at the Shiv to see if I want it. But I have no interest in the Vandal ships. I think they're cool. It's just like I play a human in this game. I talked about it a little bit during the show. I play a human in every game, and I try to play me, so I'll never play like a girl or anything. Like I like to have the experience of how would I react in a world, which is sometimes at odds, and it's why like I'll never probably play Star Wars Outlaws, even though I love the idea of it. I hate the way they did it, but like I'm not playing as Kay, whatever the hell her name is, Like I play Star Citizen to be me, and I love that. I think that Tiberius says he thinks set free fly for a bin in 4.2. Yeah, okay. Nice. For a bit, yeah. Paladin will sell well, and the Shiv isn't much more expensive than a Red, I guess, but it won't be putting money into them. I totally get it. Like I don't know. Like we'll have to see if the performance of the Shiv is, forgive the pun, punching above its weight. Then people might.
It is. It's going to be a glass cannon, definitely.
Yeah.
That thing's put together with like no shields, probably.
You know the meme, right? The punching above its weight. Every Star Citizen ship, yeah. So if it punches, but you and me play the same way. It's how I played SWG back in the day. Absolutely. Like when I play SWG, I had one character. His name was Tim, just like my character, Tim O'Neill on Scylla, and Imperial Colonel. And I was an Imperial because the Rebels were all idiots. And I say that as a personal attack on you if you were part of the Rebel Alliance. How dare you, Rebel scum? The Galactic Empire is the legitimate government of the galaxy. Get with it. Anyway, I loved it. I was a colonel. Eventually became a Jedi. I was in the Red Guild on Scylla. I'm just waxing poetic here for a second. And that was Rebel Elimination Division. We were like evil. It was fun. So Tony says, as a total new player, Genesis looked more exciting for me. Enjoyed watching the stream through your channel. Cheers and see you in the first. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you. Get subscribed if you're not already, and we'll have more videos out. I've tried to not release a bunch of videos in the lead up to CitizenCon other than my crafting video because I knew that was pretty safe information. Because I didn't want to like say something and then immediately have the video be invalidated or find out that I don't know everything. And that's the other thing too. I don't know everything clearly. I should never pretend that I do. And if I do, you guys gotta keep me honest. Combined Arms might give dropships something to do. I like that, yeah. Maybe. I think there's another. What's the space to space dropship? I can't forget. I can't think of the name. Do you guys know? Keenan or Blaster?
Space to space in the Valkyrie?
No, there's one that like will actually like burrow into the side of somebody's hull supposedly.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
That's that other Anvil one. I've completely forgotten what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
It was already supposed to be released, but they
it burrows.
Wasn't. Yeah, it's got a boarding plank and that extends out from underneath the cockpit.
Yeah,
and attaches to the side, and it's supposed to use cutters to cut into the hull. So
and hacking.
It couldn't. Yeah, it couldn't come online because it needed to be able to actually
do the stuff it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Both hacking needed to be online and Maelstrom needed to be online for it to work so that it can either break down a door or break down a hull.
Yeah, that's logistics of the ship, the way it's built.
Here, let's
Changed a lot for that to happen.
let's go back, and I'll put this. We'll talk, but I want to have some better B-roll here. So let's put on the planet section. Here we go. Sorry, I apologize. Since this is all new, I haven't cut it down into only the pretty bits yet. Although
It's the Legionnaire.
if I'm honest, I'll probably just steal it. Oh, let's get rid of my logo. What the fuck? I don't need that. There we go. Sorry, guys. Legionnaire. Yeah. If I'm honest, I'll just steal the B-roll from Board Gamer.
It's also based on the Valkyrie platform.
Yeah. There you go, Blaster. There's your lake. You see that?
Looks like a river, but yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Little house right there next to that thing.
Yeah. So they were saying you know what this is? There are a couple places. I think there's one in the U.S. and one in the U.K. where they constantly run fighter jets through these valleys like that, and like people get out to watch them. They do the maneuvers. I don't know. I forget what it's called. I haven't checked it out, but I think that's what they were going for. But man, the planets look so good. Like that was kind of like I was thinking through it, and it's kind of like in Star Citizen, like my video said.
Missing a lot more animals, though, right? I mean,
right.
A couple there, but
it'll come. It'll come for sure.
We need predators, more predators, like maybe like.
So you want Ark? You want them to also drop Ark on top of it? I'm just fucking with you because
something to make it look beautiful, man.
I said that so that Brittany looked over because she's sitting behind me playing on her
There's no
PC.
fucking birds either. Come on.
And Ark is her favorite game. Yeah, no, they'll be here. I'm sure that'll all happen.
There's your balloon things.
Yeah, see, I want to see if they're like Billabong from Baldur's Gate 3 that explode if you get close to them. That'd be kind of interesting.
In No Man's Sky, they have that too. It's like a defensive thing where you get too close to like the balloon thing, and it inflates and then blows up.
Right. That looks pretty cool. You can still handcraft some POIs while using generative tech to fill it out. Yeah, so they kind of talked about that last year, how they were going to add all those things. There's so much. I appreciated the CitizenCon presentation from last year because it kind of like, you have 13 years, almost 13 years of them saying, you know, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And then people will like cling on to this little nugget that was released in Around the Verse, episode 5 from 2015 and say, no, they said it's going to be like this. And yeah,
Wingman's hangar.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Back in the Wingman's hangar days.
And that may still be accurate. It's just like so much has changed, like in the scope of what they can do and what the game can be, that I have no problem with making it better, if that makes sense. Like, let's say in 2015, I can't think of a specific example, but let's say that they said we're going to do X, but now they're like, you know what, we can do that like this, and it's better for the back end systems and better for us. The only thing that I think that they said that I think is going to be pretty controversial from this is the instancing thing, if I'm being completely honest. And we can talk about this more in our podcast. Yeah, that's a big change. Like some things are really important and necessary. I should probably get some music going or something.
I'm gonna turn my my colors black into a shiv.
There you go. You should do that.
It's only $25. Why not?
Yeah, that's cool. Are they straight to flyable? Are they available now?
They have, you can pay $25 and make it a war bond as well.
But I mean, like, are they in the game right now today?
Yeah. They're in the game. They're all three are in the game.
Oh shit!
I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a second. I'm launching now.
You guys, I can't buy anything right now because I'm on the stream. So later. But yeah, man, crazy.
No, but I'm using not war bond, but
store credit.
Store credit to pay it. It's $40 store credit.
Yeah.
To upgrade a Cutlass Black, but I already have the store credit, and I can always buy back the Cutlass Black because that's one of my go-to ships. So.
Yeah. So like one of the things that they couldn't do before that they were always talking about, I watched a lot of the tech panels on like caves and stuff. They were talking about making steep terrain because they couldn't do it. Like, it would break the textures or it would look awful. But the fact that they've got that now is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. So I think I think I get it. So there's two things that they obviously majorly held out for this, engineering and base building. And I think because they're going to be like such transformational things that they want to hype them up themselves. You know what I mean?
The atmospherics and the planets look so cool too, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing I was talking about is I wanted more planets in Star Citizen that have a breathable atmosphere. I don't want to be wearing a fucking spacesuit to live my life. Like, it makes sense when you're in space. But, like, I want to be able to land and have a planet that I can just be out, you know, in my normal clothing and feel like I live there. And then I go and I do epic things. Like, that's important to me. But, man, this does look awesome. I mean, the planet tech is pretty cool. So let's skip ahead and look at the last.
It looks like ocean there in that map there. See that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's skip ahead and look at that last part, since you guys responded pretty positively to that. Second. All right, so we're gonna fly in here and take a look at all of this. We definitely need some music. Actually, you know what? We should probably do this as a podcast. So, guys, I totally appreciate you. If you enjoyed the stream, hit the thumbs up. I realize it's CIG's content. Hopefully, we brought a little bit to it. I tried not to talk over the major parts. I got excited. We did start talking a lot towards the end. I'm glad we got the audio mostly dialed in. Yeah, man. I mean, this looks cool. All of it's cool. If you're a pessimist on the project, I don't think anything about this would change your mind in any way. You'd still be like, oh yeah, I'm right, Star Citizen sucks and whatever.
Yeah, they're copying Star Wars with the trench flying and
yeah, of course they are, because it's fucking cool. It's what we want to do.
And the big turrets that can destroy big ships, and you gotta send in snub fighters to take out the this and that. Yeah.
But that's like the whole reason that you bought a snub fighter, right? Like, why did you buy a ship that was never going to be useful? It makes sense that ships have roles, and
no, I mean the light fighters are useful.
Yeah. So one of the takeaways is that I'm gonna make a video that says Star Citizen is a release game. You just don't know it, and talk about how Rich Tyler's talking about how they have to like keep playability like a major thing between patches, and that they're always trying to make sure that, you know, as they iterate, what we have now is fun to play. And it's obviously because of the funding model. There's a lot of places I can expand with that, so I'll be thinking about it more. Excuse me, but that's one of my video topics for sure. Furious for the trench run. Slight irony. Yeah. I think the problem is that, like, what they showed us, the Scorpius is so wide it just wouldn't fit. That, or it was maybe the Eagle was like, guys.
That's what I was thinking of that too. Like the biggest ship that might fit in there, like what they showed would be
the snub fighters, right? Yeah.
Well, they like the Hornets. They showed the Hornets going in there.
Yeah, it makes sense. And the Hornets are kind of like Chris's baby, right? The X-Wing is Star Wars, but the Hornet is 100% RSI. And was like really the ship, one of the ships that launched, well, the ship that launched Star Citizen, right? The Bengal carrier.
That's the first one he was sitting in when he did the.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, that's kind of like their part on it. Yeah, Hornets. Very cool, man. I mean, it's always fun. Thank you, Horatio. I appreciate you. No, they're in the PTU. Live next week, the patch launch. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate the clarification. Yeah, so we'll jump in the PTU later tonight, and I know Keenan's got to sleep. It is what, like 5 almost 6 a.m. Australian, Western Australia.
I had to get up for 2 seconds to feed the cat because she was not leaving me alone, and I noticed that the sun's up, so you know that's fun.
So you know you're good. You like time skipped into the next day, and you could just stay up all day. 48 hours straight. I always wondered about that. Like they say, like doctors have like 48-hour shifts. Do you want somebody that's like that sleep deprived to like make major medical decisions about you? Does that like in any way make sense? I've always thought that was weird.
Jacked up on coffees, doing like
Right.
transplant or brain surgery.
Or coke or whatever it is, you know, like all those ER doctors that are in there forever. Never understood how that works. I understand from a monetary perspective that you can't afford to hire more people, but anyway.
So you think the tally or the stealth bomber?
Which one? That was the
That one part they were watching there.
Well,
Oh no, I know. But
either one would work.
I mean, the tally has bigger bombs, right?
Yeah.
Or do they have the same?
I think they have the same size 9s. Yeah, the stealth one has. It was kind of like when I did my
tally just has more of them, I think, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know I don't know specifically what the tally's loadout is. But when I was doing my Gladius video, I did the math. It was like the stealth bomber, the Retaliator, the Eclipse is literally 19 times more powerful than the Gladiator. So it's like, wow, you know, in terms of like total payload capacity, it's like, why would you ever fly this if you could fly that? Like if you had the choice. So hopefully they'll continue to flesh out roles where certain things are optimized. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's fucking sweet. Look at that. Anyway, you know, overall, CitizenCon, pretty cool. Would have been way better with base building. Engineering is one of those things that, like, I'm excited for it, but it doesn't, like, it's not my gameplay. Like, for Georgi, who has been pretty much, like, going through the motions his whole life, love him, you know, but doesn't have any ambition to do anything. Engineering was the first thing that I've ever seen him in a game say, I want to do that and get excited about. So that's exciting to me to see him grow as a person, and that engineering might be the thing that gets it done. But I don't know, guys. I think I may just, you know.
Fucking uninstall it. Get that piece of shit pre-alpha game off my computer right now.
Yeah, I think that may actually be what I end up doing. Just kidding, of course. I love that clip of the dog. It's perfect for Star Citizen. But anyway, thanks so much for watching.
Is that what he said about Star Citizen?
No. I don't know what game it was, but I think the developers asked him to check something out, like as a sponsored stream, and he hated it. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll have more content, and I'm going to make a lot of videos now. I'm refreshed. I have new topics to talk about. I think I've said this before, but I want you to understand it. Like, when I put out a video, it's because I have something that I think is worth saying. I don't make content just to have 3 videos a week. I think that the guys that do that are wasting your time. There's just not enough about Star Citizen to talk about like that yet. But thanks so much for watching. I'm Captain Katarn, and I'll see you in the verse. Any last words, guys?
No, I think you summed it up.
Okay.
I'll look for you later then, maybe. I gotta piss.
Drifting through the black with the price of my name. No fleet, no flag, just fueling the flame. Yo, so the scanner sharp with the aim. I'm guard in the cockpit, playing the game. Beyond trails in a world gone cold. Maps reroute, but I never fold. Struggle is live with the truth I sold. To the highest bidder in a tale untold. Signal locked, systems green. Got the crew, no in between. Smuggling the truth, the corrupted streets. Captains online, let the chaos scream. Tactical mind in a galaxy crash. Stacking credits while the systems hack. Tired of kings who fade your man. I fly solo when I always land. Data breach, never retrace. Systems arrive, clear interface. One last job, one last deal. Wiping my tracks, no trace to reveal. Locked in drift past Pyro's lane. Eyes on the hall, no need for fame. Black box balls and a burning name. The little legend of who I became. Star Trek life of an instinct stop. Maybe by the mark where the lights all stop. No safe ports where you bend the law. But I am I just be in the law. Signal locked, systems free. Got the crew, no in between. Smuggling the truth, the corrupted streams. Captains online, let the chaos scream.
call me myth, they call me ghost. Just a pain on the fringe at most. Seek please more, empire's cry, and I still walk where your heroes die. On online, silence breaks. Run your stance, track my weights. I don't hide, I just evade. This legends move in a different shade.